If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. And thank y'all so much for being here, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. Thank y'all so much for being here, because again, y'all got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and I appreciate that. And a lot of y'all just came over from the TikTok. I was live on TikTok. Shout me out right now if you came from TikTok, because I got TikTok actually still going, and I'm getting ready to shut them down. TikTok, if you on here right now, we're live on our YouTube channel. You guys got 2 minutes and 13 seconds to get over here. So again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Derek Forston. I'm the proud owner of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility, right? But I'm also the proud owner and founder of Forston Consultants, and that's a company where me and my family, especially me and my wife, we go all over the world, showing people how in the world do you start an independent living facility? How can you take people from homeless to hopeful and not own the property and not? We've been the cheat code for a lot of people. Our coaching right now is in 38 states, and we're super proud of that. So I also want to do a microphone check. Sometime I come on here, y'all running my big mouth, and y'all can hear a word I'm saying. Mr. Leroy, let me know if you can hear me right now. Fantasia, right? Miss Clarissa, Miss Patricia, let me know, can y'all hear me loud and clear? I want to do a microphone check, because I would hate to be on here running my mouth and y'all can't hear a word I'm saying. 5 of y'all let me know in the chat right now if you can hear me loud and clear. Kathy says she can hear me. Perfect. Perfect. Fantasia says she can hear me. Perfect. 2 more people just to make sure Fantasia's TV working and make sure that Kathy's radio's working. Bam. Perfect. Perfect. So again, thank y'all so much, man. You guys are in for a real treat. We simply tell people this. If y'all only gave me 15 seconds to tell y'all what we do and how you can get into it, Dr. K, is this simple. Kenyatta, is this simple. Fantasia, it's this simple. We tell people that if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. We tell people if you want to please God, if you want to be respected in your community, but if you also want to make enough money to feed your family, this is it. These are not group homes. These are not ILFs. These are none of that stuff, guys, that would usually require for you to have a license. Now, I'm going to say a lot of stuff today, but if you forget everything else that I said, remember this. These are not group homes that require a license and state oversight. These are called independent living facilities. And my job is to show people how you can take folks from homeless to hopeful, and you don't even have to own the property. You don't need a license. An independent living facility is a housing model, guys, where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. That means that this is not a group home. You need medical oversight. The people that I'm housing, Fantasia, they can cook their own bologna sandwich. They can provide their own transportation through Uber, Lyft, their homeboy, their homegirl, their mama, their daddy, their insurance company. Anybody but me, Fantasia. Kenyatta, does that make sense to you so far? I've only been here less than 5 minutes, but does that make sense already why I don't need a license to do this? Most of you guys were just like me. 8 years ago, even me as the social worker, I thought I needed a license. I thought I had to own the property. I thought I needed a $30,000 sprinkler system. The devil is a liar. No, I don't. If you love God and love people and love real estate, y'all, this is the way to mesh it all together. And this y'all big brother right here, because I'm y'all big brother now. And again, if you're on TikTok and you can only see that one picture, you got to come over to YouTube, because that's where everything is. We're streaming in a lot of different places right now, but if you're not on either YouTube or Facebook, you're going to miss it. I'm getting ready to show y'all a bunch of stuff of how a lady that I'm going to say that God showed me my dream through. God showed me my dream, y'all, through a lady that was doing this the wrong way. This is me as a social worker, y'all. I was a social worker for 8 years, begging God to change my life, begging God to get into real estate. Dummy me, God gave me everything that I actually prayed for, and I didn't even realize it. Y'all ever been in a situation where you prayed for something and God kind of gave it to you, but you didn't realize it? I'm begging God to change my life. He actually used my wife to trick me to go to college. College was not in my realm of what my idea to kind of better my life. But God knew that this thing that he had already put in my heart, I kind of maybe needed a degree to see where it came from. Now watch this. Don't get scared, because I'm not asking none of y'all to go to school. I'm going to teach y'all what took me years and literally a few sessions. And you can decide if you want the free coaching, the one-on-one coaching, or the DIY. We'll get there later. I come here every Saturday to drop game because I told God 8 years ago, I said, God, if you let me get in this and it changed my life, I'll go all over the world sharing it and I'll never take any credit. I'm telling you now how I barely finished high school and my wife, Shay, tricked me to go to college. And through the grace of God, I finished it. And these are the conditions that I saw once I finished college. I'm going to fast forward this story because I usually can take 2 hours just talking about this one story, but I got a lot of coaching to do today. I want to pour a lot of game because a lot of y'all new to me. Put in the chat right now if this is your first time encountering me. My new people, thank y'all so much for being here. But people like Tequila, the Jackson family, Miss Andrea, the Black family, Mr. Leroy, like you guys may not know me. So I just want to know how many people are new to me because I'm getting ready to take you down a journey. My people that's always around like Miss Yanni, thank you for just being patient. Because to me, this story actually never gets old because if you never understand where this come from, this can all be baloney. These are the conditions that I saw. And y'all, I saw a lady making 41 grand a month doing it. First of all, can you imagine making $41,000 a month? That's the first imagination. Guys, I was making 28 grand a year begging God to get into something like this. He showed me a lady that was doing this, housing people in rats and roaches, burnt up kitchens, the beds on the ground. The devil is a liar. How dare you make 41 grand a month and house people in squalor? And I tell people this right here, right? And I ain't mean, I'm not all, but I tell you this right now. If this don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you right now, if this don't break your heart to find out a lady was making $41,000 a month, housing people in rats and roaches, and see, because I knew people weren't going to believe me, Miss Baker, I took pictures of this stuff. Jeff, I said, boy, one day I'm going to tell this story to people, bro, and nobody going to believe me. Tony, I knew it, big bro. So I said, I got to take pictures of it because one day I didn't know I was going to have a YouTube channel and all of this stuff as a poor social worker. But I said, if I never take pictures of the beds on the ground, if I never show the people how the beds were on cinder blocks, if I never show people how the fan was on the banana box and the bed was on the ground, people will never believe me, Fantasia. Because Fantasia, if I found you and saw you in the mall today and just told you this story, you'd be like, man, Derek, bro, I believe you, man, but you ain't got to stretch the story like that. Mr. Jeffrey, that's exactly what you would have said to me too. But this is exactly why I took pictures of it. How dare you come into my hospital with your red bottom shoes on, your Gucci outfit, the best weave money can buy in your head, fingernails always done, and you show up in the Mercedes Benz and the Escalades and all of these things that'll let you know that somebody doing good in life. But y'all, the devil is a liar that we gonna house people in conditions that look like this, and we actually making the money doing it. So again, I'm going to try my best not to stay on this too long, but you're going to hear me say a lot of things today. We believe in housing the homeless as a mission. And once again, I was just like most of y'all. Because what I love about my prayer that I pray to God all the time, I said, God, bring the right people to me and my family that we can teach the right people to do this. Do your will, care for your people, and we can do it the right way. So this is just me as that social worker. Most of y'all are just like me. You love God, you love people, and you trying to get into real estate. Call me a liar. Let me know. 10 of y'all in the chat right now say, Derek, yeah, that's me, bro. Derek, I do love God. Derek, I love people. And Derek, I've been trying to get into real estate, but I thought I had to have a license, a sprinkler system, and all this stuff. And here go God answering my prayer and put your big mouth, Derek, right in front of my face. Can 10 of y'all tell me, is this an answered prayer to anybody today? Because I know it just can't be me. Maybe it's only me and Miss G. Miss G, I'm going to talk to you because maybe it's only me and you because I don't see nobody else in the chat. Maybe it's only me that love God. Okay, here they come now. Maybe it's me and Rhonda. Jeremiah with it too. Oh, okay. Here go Miss Black. Okay, here come the people. Maybe my screen's delayed. But how dare you have this thought to do this and we're going to do it in these conditions. And you know the crazy part about it, most people that's in your city that's doing this right now, this is the way they doing it too. And this is also, guys, what made us stand out when we got it the right way. Now, trust me, I'm going to try to move on from this story because trust me, y'all, for my new people, y'all don't know me yet, but I can stay 2 hours on this story of how I saw a lady and not what somebody told me, Miss Benson. Miss Benson, you're going to think that somebody just told me this. That lady said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, bro. But she said, Derek, let me show you what I make doing it. Y'all, she took her phone and went poop, 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 poop. And she said, Derek, look at what I make doing this. And y'all, they almost had to pick me up off the ground. I nearly fainted. Mr. Lee, can you imagine me at $28,000 a year? This woman just showed me she was making $41,000 a month every 30 days. Can 5 of y'all put in the chat, if you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? Just a little bit. 5 of y'all in the chat right now, if you made $41,000 every 28 to 31 days, would that change your life a little bit? And I say, God, I ain't greedy. I make 28 grand a year. God, I would love to make 28 grand a month. First of all, don't put God on a low expectation. We'll get to that later. Allow God to burst this thing out the seams as he want to. Lakeisha, why would we put God in the box? Oh, and watch this. By the way, somebody gonna hear me talk today and say, wow, that boy must be a preacher. I am no preacher. I'm no pastor, and I'm surely not a bishop. I got a bunch of stuff wrong with me. We are all a work in progress. I'm not perfect. God just showed me my dream, y'all, through somebody that was doing it the wrong way. Mr. Tony, can you imagine somebody showing you your dream, but they was doing it the wrong way? The Gibbs family, can you imagine? It don't even have to be this. We coach a lot of stuff. I'm a business coach in general. I just specialize in this. You know how you got doctors, but a guy that specializes in heart surgery, guys, I specialize in this. But watch this, and I'm going to move on because I want to coach and I want to answer 1,000 questions. This is what we thrive on, answering questions and giving the game. But if I never show you where this came from, you're going to think this is all baloney. So again, somebody was living my dream and she opened that phone and showed me, and this is before I saw the places, y'all. So at this point, my respect level for this lady was like this. Like I thought she was the creme de la creme. But when she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. You just keep sending me the clients. I said, Lord, have mercy. I came home almost crying for the last probably 3 months of me working on that job, y'all. I was a social worker for 9 years watching this kind of stuff. And I usually joke with people, but I say, if you ain't got your glasses on today, Tequila, can you see the cinder blocks that are holding these beds up? Tequila, I knew you wouldn't believe me the day you met me, so I had to take pictures of it. Guys, this ain't rocket science if you make $41,000 a month doing it. These are God's people, and one day we're going to be held accountable for how we treated them. Does that make sense, everybody? So that's why we tell people, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me something that's better than other than you going to start your own church or you being a pastor. Me and my pastor are no different. I do have a microphone, but I don't have a building and a congregation per se, because the Bible says, not Derek Tequila, that the poor and needy will always be among us. It also says that when you do unto the least of these, like you're doing it unto me. Can you imagine doing God a favor? That girl said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. You keep sending me dumb clients. And one day, Mr. Tony, I have no clue why it took me 9 years to turn that light bulb on and say, Derek, what are you doing? And I'll never forget that day. I was in my boss' office with the lady that was housing people in these conditions. And she made a comment that was so vulgar that I won't even say on YouTube. And I'll give you the clean version. She said, Derek, they either sleep in these rats and roaches or they go outside and sleep. Lord have mercy. That's why you think I keep saying all the time, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Guys, the devil is a liar that you have a thought process like that around us. Because if you are, you can just unsubscribe and get out of here. But if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is how we put it together, Miss Benson. Oh, God, I'm trying to move on from this story, but somebody going to miss where it came from, and I'm just trying to show you. 41 grand a month housing people in squalor, and told me, Derek, I'll never teach you this. Keep sending me the clients. I'm in my boss's office. I said to myself, after that come, I said, Derek, what are you doing? You know kind of where this comes from. You know it don't need a license. The girl just told you, Derek, I don't own these properties. Now, that's one thing I give this girl credit for, y'all. If I never give her no credit, the day that she told me, she says, Derek, you think I own these places? Y'all, the light bulb went off. I was like, oh my God, you don't own these places? She said, no. She said, Derek, you think I own this place, don't you? I said, And y'all, she had about 7, 8 houses. And this is where I'm going to kind of move on and transition away from this. Because by now, you guys are smart people. It don't take y'all rocket science to know that we don't house or treat people like this, no matter of their background or condition. Even though they're homeless. Guys, these are God's people, man. And you should be ashamed of yourself making 41 grand a month housing people in conditions like this, and you actually making the money. So today, we have turned this thing into what we now call, and watch this, I don't care what you call it. Just understand that this model does not require a license, and you don't have to own the property. No state oversight, because the people that we're housing are completely independent. And this is the way that we make it look. And don't that look 10 times better than the other stuff? And for my super bougie people that love to spend money and make things nice, look how nice this looks, y'all. And most of this stuff in this picture is gently used. Guys, remember, I was a poor social worker making 28 grand a year. I couldn't afford this, like to go to rooms to go and buy this stuff. So what is brand new in this picture is the sheets, the comforter, the pillow, the pillowcase, that washcloth, and that towel. That's all coming from Walmart. But that headboard, those mattresses that are gently used, please follow me on my social media. Look how hotels call me and say, Derek, if you don't come and get this stuff, we're going to order 55 dumpsters tomorrow and we getting rid of it. Guys, hotels call us now because they know what we do to give us this kind of stuff. And this is also what I mean by this isn't rocket science in terms of what we make it look like. Now, here in a second, I'm going to take a commercial break. I want you guys to ponder on what I said so far. But when I come back from the break, I want to see 1,000 questions in that chat. Because again, this is what I do on a free basis every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. So if you're not subscribed here, God has answered your prayer. I am the cheat code for what you've been looking for. And not because I'm so great. I'm baloney. Don't worry about me. But God himself is all over this thing. And he's went, and he's blew on this thing in terms of what it is. So I got a free version. I got some one-on-one coaching, and I got a DIY. But every Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, you meet me right here. Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, you meet me right here. And then randomly, 3 days a week, I still go live on TikTok. So what am I saying? Number one, become my friend on Facebook at Derek Forston. Friend request me. I want to see 1,000 friend requests today. More important than being my friend is going there and being nosy when you get there. We post a lot of stuff because I just spill the game and give it away. My coaching is the people that say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand, bro. I don't want to make no mistakes. Because if you're anything like me, right, I went through a lot of bumps and bruises and lawsuits and the Channel 8 News and all of that to get it to where we have it today. Yes, I was on the Channel 8 News in the wrong way. Yes, I went through a $40,000 lawsuit because I didn't know what I was doing. Like most of y'all. That's why I say, God, if you let me get into this, because you showed me a girl making 41 grand a month, living my dream. I say, God, if you let me get into this, I'll go all over the world teaching it and I'll never take any credit. So watch me do that one more time just to keep my promise to God. Guys, without God, I'm an absolute nobody. But with God, all things are possible. And most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius by the time we done today. But I am no genius. I just saw a concept of something I wanted to do. And God was like, Derek, why not you? Put your own spin on it and change the way homeless people are being viewed, and let's change the way they living. Because when most of y'all hear the word homeless, you think, well, Derek, how I'm gonna get paid if they're homeless, bro? The homeless people we serve get a guaranteed income, and it's called SSI and SSDI. That is a guaranteed government stipend that I get every month without fail. And now with our coaching, we have over 450 ILFs through now 38 states. And that doesn't mean I have that many. That means through the coaching of it. Now I'm partnered with a bunch of people. Me and my wife got some. My wife does this from a nonprofit standpoint. She's coming to bless y'all here in about 10 minutes probably. I don't do this alone, y'all. My brother and I founded this many years ago. My brother got his wings about a year and some change, and my brother did an early exit and went to heaven. My wife and I continue to carry that torch. My complete job is to show y'all how to take a single family property, connect with social workers and case managers, and take people from homeless to hopeful so that you can keep adding and we can keep adding to this number. Because right now, no matter where you live at, if all of us get 55 houses today, it still wouldn't be enough. Because homelessness is such a big problem in terms of wherever you live at. And as we get ready to go to a commercial break, I want everybody to put in the chat right now, what city and state are you in right now? Where will you launch your first independent living facility? You may call it shared living, co-living, communal living. I don't care what you call it. Just remember that this does not require a license. You don't have to own the property, and there's no state oversight if you're housing the kind of clients we are in terms of that are completely independent. Does that make sense, everybody, so far? We've been here for what, 23 minutes. So in less than a normal average 30-minute sermon at some of y'all churches, I've explained that you can get into this, do the work and the will of God, help people, get involved in real estate, and change your family's trajectory. And you don't even have to buy the place if you can't buy a property. You can rent it or lease it. And there's also no license like it is with the group home. Right there, 50 of y'all should be dancing in your living room right now. Because again, most of y'all were just like me many years ago, thinking you had to own the property, get a license, and all of that stuff. The only requirement for this, guys, is a big heart for people, a love for God, and boy, if you love real estate, ding, 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 that just now becomes the icing on the cake to what this is. Can you imagine this thing you've been dreaming of because some of y'all gonna put in the chat, Derek, I've been trying to do this for years, and you thought you needed a license. The devil is a liar. And the reason why we don't is because we're housing people that are completely independent, that can cook their own bologna sandwich, that can provide their own transportation, and can take their own medication without me trying to pretend to be a nurse. That's how people get in trouble doing this. Make sense, everybody? 5 of y'all put in the chat, Derek, that makes sense, bro. Because right now, I'm going to a commercial break. When I come back, my wife gonna bless y'all. She's coming on. Shay does exactly what I do from a nonprofit standpoint. I'm not a nonprofit. Shay is. We'll be right back. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. All right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. That's that knucklehead David and Dennis. Dennis is really sharp. Dennis is on it. Dennis goes to Forston Consultants University, so he's got it. But boy, that David is a knucklehead, y'all. He don't quite get it, but we keep pouring into him. Anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. I jokingly say this, y'all, but I'm serious. Y'all got a lot of choices of where y'all could be on these internet streets, and y'all chose to be here, and we super appreciate that. I hope above all else that most of y'all have prayed for something like this, and boom, here I go. So again, I started this earlier on TikTok this morning, so I want to give a big shout out to all of my new TikTok family. TikTok has been a big deal for us lately. A lot of you guys are finding us there on the shorter content and then coming over to join us as family here. So put in the chat, man, if you just somebody that found us on TikTok, say, yep, I'm one of them TikTok people, Derek. I want to say thank y'all. And again, I hope that this is an answered prayer. Because again, if you anything like me, you've been praying for something like this, but people were hiding it from you. They were gatekeeping it. Guys, I got over 765 videos on this topic. There is no question in your head, including the ones in the chat that you typed already, right? That is not in video form. But because I love to give the game so much, guys, I come here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? And every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go out, guys. Also, friend request me at Derek Forston, as a lot of content also goes there. But more important than being my friend, when you get there, go and be nosy. Without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to the better half of me, right? Y'all think I'm great? This is the engine behind everything that makes me run, right? So God is first, but right behind that is the founder and the thought leader of the Angela Denise Foundation, my beautiful wife, Miss Shay Forston. What's going on, honey bun?
Good morning, everybody.
Bless the people real quick.
Listen,
got a lot of new people, Shay, so go ahead and bless them.
So good morning, everybody. I'm Shanya Shay Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. It's always an honor and an absolute privilege to get to come on this platform, whether it be TikTok or here on YouTube and Facebook, to share who we are, what we do, and especially what I do as a nonprofit founder and a program that is named, well, the nonprofit itself is named the Angela Denise Foundation. You can follow it on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But I do the exact same thing that Derek does, right? I am a ILF owner and operator. And the ILF is operated under, is a program, my primary program under my nonprofit organization. So we are a registered 501c3. Nothing that I do is different from Derek in regards to the housing aspect of my ILFs. But again, it's the function or the structure of my entity. Not my entity, the community's entity, which is the Angela Denise Foundation's program for housing. So again, I'm excited. A lot of big things coming this summer to you all. Derek has been pushing, and last night we were up until some hour in the morning, and I'm building this course.
Super excited.
And we will be having the ILF course, Know Before You Go. Some of the key points and things that you need to kind of discuss and have in your heart to know before you go nonprofit. A lot of people spend thousands of dollars to have somebody create or put together their nonprofit. And once they get to the point of initiating or moving forward, it's foreign. It's still a foreign work. So again, I am excited to share that. The course, I am praying, will be done fairly quickly, because last night we were working on it And it looks like it's going to be out here a lot faster. I'm not going to put a date yet, right? I will have dates by the end of this month, so that you all can get prepared. Those of you that are wanting to go nonprofit, I love to share information on pretty much setting expectations, realistic expectations. A lot of false expectations were, pretty much sent out over COVID and during that COVID area when everybody was on lockdown, because they saw a lot of funds that were flowing through the government in grants and just a whole bunch of stuff that was happening. And a lot of people got on the bandwagon or followed that train of becoming nonprofit founders, and short-lived, right? Short-lived because of their expectations, what they did not understand or what they did not know before they went the route of nonprofit. Yeah. So I will be creating a course to help you guys navigate that space. Is it something that is for you right now, in the right now, or is it a distant opportunity or a future goal for you to add to your repertoire of endeavors? So I'm excited about that. And again, I'm Shay Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation and expert consultant here at Forston Consultants, where I talk to you all from different spaces, right? But we ultimately teach you how to start, own, and operate an ILF. I'm the wind beneath Derek's wings when it comes to the business coaching side of things, helping you implement processes, different plans to help sustain or automate your business through digital flow solutions and all sorts of stuff. So I'm excited to be here. I done said enough. So Derek, back to you.
Oh, no, Shay, trust me. I did a whole 25-minute
preload
before you even got here. So what I want to do is I also want to answer a bunch of questions. Yeah. I know there's a lot of new people here over the last few weeks that have joined us. So again, just big shout out to you all. Shay, I'll still have you help me with the order of it. You can start from the top down or the bottom up. And if you just want to make sure that your question gets answered and you don't mind retyping it, go ahead and do that. That makes it easy for Shay as well. I saw earlier where a lot of you also put in the chat where you're from. We super love that. So I'd actually encourage that probably 2 or 3 times during the whole live. There's a lot of people that come here together and merge together, and y'all end up collaborating and making money together, helping people. So you just never know. So we're in Orlando, Florida. We get this question all the time. Derek, where are you at? Well, in terms of the coaching, we're in 38 states, right? And for the first time today in a long time, somebody actually mentioned a state that we're not in. So if that lady's here and she came from TikTok, I'm sure she is. I don't want to even say her name until she shouts me back out, but she's mentioned Colorado, right? So that's another place where we're not, right? So we're not in Wyoming. We're not in New Mexico. We're not in Washington, D.C. So I love it when we get new people that join us. I think the last few new states were, I think Maryland was in that. Las Vegas was in that. And it was one more state because we was at like 33 for a minute. Then we went boom, 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 boom. Right? So right now, guys, our coaching is in 38 states. So, a lot of y'all from TikTok saw that top 10 that I didn't, and you saying, well, Derek, what about my state? That video's kind of went viral just from people saying that. Trust me, guys, when you hear me do that top 10, and that even changes at times, that doesn't mean that your state, it won't work. That just means my personal favorite top 10. So if you haven't seen that, maybe you want to go and check that out. But the top 3 was South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. Obviously Florida, because that's why I am, and that's where the bulk of our coaching students are. But the Carolinas, we're getting a lot of attention from the Atlanta area. So we've even stated that probably out of those 3, that's probably going to be our next speaking engagement after the one that we actually have in Fort Lauderdale coming up. So we're thinking about South Carolina, North Carolina, and also Atlanta. So let us know in the chat, where do you want us to come in terms of a live event? But Shay, so Shay, I'm going to let you jump in the chat.
Yeah, so
help me out with questions, and I got a bunch of more stuff that I also still want to show them.
Yeah, so here's some questions. Tony Rashad said, do you need nonprofit status to get hotel donations?
You want me to go first or Shay? That's the joy of this. When y'all ask us questions, Shay's going to answer you from the female side of being nonprofit. Yeah. I'm going to answer you from the guy side, LLC, S Corp, C Corp. Shay?
Yeah, so initially I'm going to say no, you don't. Is it an extra benefit? Absolutely, because then they can write off what they've donated. So the lesson about Derek and I is when we get the phone call, he may get it for his for-profit entity, and he may say, well, listen, let's do it this way so that you all can get a write-off, because my wife does have a nonprofit. So he'll technically say, okay, I'll list out the items as donations. So whatever we get, my nonprofit receives them and redistributes them. So that's the only balancing act. But a lot of times it does not need to be a nonprofit, to get these donations. They need you more than when it comes to them switching out hotel rooms and stuff. It costs them more to dump it, to trash it, than it does for them to say, hey, we're getting rid of all of this stuff, and if come get whatever you can, like whatever you can haul helps us to mitigate some of the costs, because it's very expensive. Yeah. We've seen that, and we've had conversations with some hotel industry management teams that have talked to us about the cost of scrapping or renovations, and that's not just adding the new stuff, it's getting rid of the old stuff. So they're looking for organizations or people that are willing to come and take it. So gain your partnerships, look for people in the management roles of hotels, and go ahead and start letting them know who you are, what you do. And that way they'll be ready for you, or keep you in mind when that time comes for them to do some room refreshes. You'll be the first person they call before they call to have that big dumpster brought in. I promise you.
So my answer is very much like Shay's on. I just kind of like to give the grittier and the funnier side of things. Big bro, they don't care nothing about your nonprofit or your LLC. When they're ready to get rid of that stuff, they want to get rid of it. Like, please, and because I know that you're new to me, right? But please follow me on my social media. I post stuff all the time in terms of hotels calling me. And big bro, that call sounds like this. Hey, and usually it goes through my assistant, because I don't answer my phone call. That goes through a VA, and we'll talk about that later. But by the time my assistant gives me the call, it sounds like this. Hey, Derek, how's it going? Man, I see all the great things that you guys are doing on social media. Here's the deal. We're getting ready to revamp our whole hotel. We're getting ready to spend about $13 million. We're bringing 55 dumpsters on Tuesday morning. Bro, you can come and get all of this stuff. But I'm telling you now, Derek, if you don't, about next Friday, it's all going in the dumpster. You can get it out the dumpster if you want to. Yeah. And if you don't, we hauling it away. So big bro, I think Shay said it. You're actually doing them more of a favor just to get rid of it. Yeah. You only benefit more when you are a nonprofit, because you can give them that paper, right, Shay? You can itemize everything you've gotten from them. Yeah. Of course, it will be at a depreciated value, but they can now write off that stuff at a depreciated value. There's a whole website for nonprofits that helps you depreciate items that you receive as donations. So, like, again, it's better to do it that way, because then they have an incentive on the tax stand, on their tax end. But again, it's beneficial. And literally one of the hotels that you would see me do, like, I help with their cost of bringing in so many. I said, no. I got a bunch of ILF members around me. Yeah. So I don't know if any of you guys are here, but I remember that day we had probably 15 U-Haul trucks, because it was me and my family, but a bunch of other people that we coach in the area. Man, we went and ransacked that place, right? So no, bro, they don't care about your status at that point when they're ready to get rid of stuff. And because, again, I post and we post so much, I'm a no-brainer for a hotel when they're trying to get rid of something and they want to give it to a good cause. Does that make sense? Okay, so great question. And you're welcome, Tony. And thank you for saying that too, Tony, because I like it when y'all ask a question and then you immediately tell me if we answered it, because sometimes we can go long and I may miss it. I don't want to miss your question, so please do like Tony and let me know if we've answered that. There was another question that came in just now and says, that's Angela. Do you move in residence on the weekends? I do. And how do you find balance for your personal life? So if I'm moving in a client on the weekend, Angela, I'm more than likely have already had that conversation on Thursday and Friday with that person. And that conversation sounds like this. Hey, George, everything went good. and you good to go tomorrow. I've already called the house you're going to, and I told all my other 6 guys that their new brother is coming at 2 p.m. So, George, they're expecting you. So, Angela, basically what I'm saying is I've arranged everything so that Saturday, today, I'm not available and he can just walk on in. Here's some extra coaching. Because we do digital door locks, I've also already given George his door code. Does that make sense, everybody? See how easy and convenient I just made that? Because guess who go live every Saturday at 10 a.m.? Guess who has move-ins all the time on Saturdays? Me. I can't move people in. I'm working. I consider this work for me, right? I love this. So just to answer your original question again, yes, I do them on the weekend, and I've already prearranged that during the week. And most important, the biggest gem is letting my 5, 6, 8 guys that already live there know, hey guys, George coming. Your new brother, You ain't met him yet, but he coming at 2 p.m. Let him in. He's already approved by the program. He's already got his door code, so if y'all don't answer the door when he come, he gonna put his number in. So if you see a strange guy here Saturday and you didn't answer the door, that's my new guy. See how I killed everything that could even come up? And now, Angela, I'm on this live teaching and talking to y'all that I love to do, and my guys moved in. And I've already arranged how he gonna pay that rent.
Yep. So next question for you, George. So first, let's find out if Derek answered that question for you all. And then we're going to go ahead and go to Fantasia's question. She says, let me make sure that we got the answer for Angela. Yep. So, okay. So Fantasia says, how do I find the agencies that need housing for individuals? And do you tell them they must be independent?
Absolutely, I do. So I can tell that this is a newer person because that's like in my webinar, actually. So also, everybody, I guarantee you 99% of every question that I'm getting ready to answer is already answered in some form. I just love questions and I'm going to answer them anyway. Down below is scrolling a prompt. If you guys text the phrase more info to that phone number, it literally gives y'all the introductory webinar because I'm going to treat y'all like family today and we just going to have family talk, right? But that webinar is more of a chronological order of what this is, how to do it, where you get the people from, how you get paid, all of that. That also leads to a free call with me and Shay. So if you don't care about talking to me, then you can skip that instruction. But if you say, yeah, Derek, I want to listen to this today. I want to watch that webinar, but I want to talk to you too, Derek, and ask questions on my own because I may be shy in front of all of these people. So one more time, you text more info to 407-326-0086. Even this question is being answered in that webinar. Watch this. How do I find the agencies for housing? The same way you found me today. 99% of y'all in here right now found me running my big mouth on social media. This is no different from my housing program that you guys see on this screen right now. What am I advertising? A clean, shared living environment. So the way I find them is social media, email marketing, and what's so genius, we give y'all the marketing tool to do it with through my coaching. It's called Digital Flow Solutions. It's an all-in-one platform that runs your entire business. It's your website, CRM, your business phone, email marketing, social media, and 1,000 other things. I give it to you with my coaching. So to answer Fantasia's original question, word of mouth is another one. I'm going to run my big mouth everywhere. God has blessed Shay and I now. We own 8 businesses. This one was the first one. I truly believe that God just blessed this thing and it branched everything else. Yeah. And every business we have is ran by Digital Flow Solutions. Every business I have, I'm on social media running my big mouth about it, posting 7 days a week. Because guess what all my social workers and case managers find me at? Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Because on their lunch break, they scrolling through while they eating a cheese sandwich. And they on TikTok, they on Instagram, and they running to me, running my big mouth, talking about this.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I got 8 other businesses that are the same way. So I jokingly tell people, and this is for my new folks, I don't care if you fry the best fried chicken. You bake the best chocolate chip cookies, but if nobody know about it, they just gonna sit on your shelf.
They will. Exactly.
You gonna eat it and you gonna get fat. But I can fry the worst chicken and sell burnt up cookies. But if I advertise it enough, I'm gonna trick a couple people to buy it. It's all about advertising. And I even say it this way. McDonald's is $1 billion company and they advertise 7 days a week still. How dare we not do that? So word of mouth, social media, email marketing, that's the gist of it right there, is how I'm going to find these people to fill these beds. And I absolutely say they must be independent.
Oh,
and Fantasia,
absolutely.
you so new to me, I'm going to go further. Fantasia, if you go to my social media right now, you will see a post and thousands of them that sound like this, because I give y'all the game. Listen carefully. And all of these rooms are recorded. Are you a social worker or a case manager looking for clean, affordable housing for your clients the day of discharge? Give us a call at Dawson Solutions. We want to help. See, I just gave you a whole business, Fantasia. We accept clients that are completely independent, that receive SSI, SSDI, private pay, or he can have a job in McDonald's or Burger King.
Exactly.
As long as he can pay the rent. Fantasia, let me know if I answered that question. Back on you, Ms. Shea.
All right. So speaking of referrals, how do you train the social workers, case managers to give you people who want to change their lifestyle without them cutting you off for doing so?
Well, you kind of can't control them, right, James. Their job is to get rid of those people. And that's why our coaching is so great, because only because I was the social worker, can explain it to you like that.
Right.
Watch me take you into my life 8 years ago. James, I had a tough job. 13 to 20 people on my caseload at any given point. And every day, 13 to 20 people on my caseload every day for a potential discharge.
Okay.
My boss was always over my shoulder every day. Derek, we got to discharge him. Derek, we got to discharge him. And a lot has to do with the insurance company, whether we've got them stable or not.
They got to go.
So I'll admit, James, sometimes we can't control what that social worker give me. But under my coaching, the devil is a liar that you would take a knucklehead. Because my prayer and my coaching for all of y'all is that God give these people, the Swain family want to house people, God, they want to house good people. Send the people that are praying and crying to you every night, God, for a clean place to live. God, allow the Swain family to be avoided by the knucklehead. I don't want them housing the guy that's dodging the rent, sneaking women in the back window of the house, on drugs and alcohol and don't want no help. Keep Swain Solutions away from that, God, and send them the right people. So it's prayer, it's coaching, and over time, when they learn you and what you do like and will receive, then they'll send you that. But you as the new guy, you get whatever I got, James. I don't know you. Wow. Watch this, James. I was a social worker for 9 years. Let's just say I'm going to pull out anybody from the chat. Katara and Miss Kathy and Jody, I've been doing business with them for 5 years. They got great housing and all of that. Here come you, James, with your little spiel about, because you saw a YouTube channel about housing people. Now you run into my hospital. I'm going to say, ooh, James, the new guy. I'm going to give James whatever I got. Because I work with Jody already. I work with Katara. I work with Angela. I'm going to give them my good people. I work with the Baker family. I work with Jeremiah. I work with Fantasia already. I work with Tia Johnson already. I work with Miss Felicia Pryor already.
Wow.
Why would I need you, James? So under my coaching, I teach you to how to avoid that.
Yeah.
So over time, Katara and all those people I just named, they've learned what I teach y'all call the assessment. Watch this. Now, if you go to Webster Dictionary, it says something different. We got our own dictionary here at Forston Consultants. Watch this. The assessment means a series of questions that allows the Swain family to make a sound decision about who they move in their place.
Correct.
James, under my coaching, 95% of the time, we're going to avoid what we call the knucklehead. And it's simply through a series of questions that we're going to ask them. I give it to y'all during my coaching. And I bet you on probably somewhere in those 700 videos I got is in there too.
Derek, what I want to talk about
does that make sense, James? And then on you, Shay.
Yeah. So let's get a feel back from James, but I want to say this too, and you have the right to say no, right? A lot of people get in this space and they think because the case manager, the social worker is saying this is all I have for you. You have the right to say no, but you can also utilize that as a feather in your cap, right? A lot of times we tell people, if it's not the worst of the worst, if it's not a dangerous client, if it's not somebody that is aggressive, but they just may be a little off, You may need to take that person to just feel your way through the process and get a foot in the door with that organization. That organization is looking for stability and people that are going to say yes. And not, like I said, we tell people no all the time, but at the same time, we do take chances, but it's with caution. And of course, with for me, it's the oversight from Derek. All right, Derek, this is what I'm feeling about this resident. What's your thoughts? Can I make it work? Should I just say no, or do we just fill the bed for now and move on if we have to, right? So sometimes you just have to make those critical decisions in the process. So I hope that was understandable what I just said. Next question is Fantasia. She says, do you have to go through zoning, Derek?
The quick answer, no. Because these are not group homes,
Correct.
guys. These are just single family residential homes that we're housing people that are independent. Let me give you the dumbed down version of this. Guys, we rent houses and we rent rooms to people. We rent beds to people.
Yeah.
That's the dumbed down version. The more sophisticated way to say it, which is also true, is that the difference between me and the guy in your city that do this, that call it a boarding house or a rooming house, he's got no rules, no structure. You can have girls over at night.
It's
you can
just a
do
mess.
drugs. You can drink beer.
There's no
None of that's
oversight.
allowed in my place, y'all. Does that make sense? When they move in, they sign paperwork that if I drink beer and use drugs, sneaking women, they're going to put me out of here. Now, it's got a more professional way of saying it, but I give y'all the gritty version. Understand? We want to help people that want to change their life. I'm trying to avoid the guy that want to come in and drink beer all day long and then encourage my other guys to drink beer who are on a sobriety train trying to be sober. He can't do that in my place, y'all. But watch this. Over the years, and I don't talk about this much on YouTube, but my one-on-one people get this coaching. I got a house right now that I fired from being an ILF.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to amaze some of y'all. Because 99% of the time I talk about ILF, structure, no drugs, no alcohol. Now, all of this still goes. But I got a property right now that I'll admit in front of all y'all, the greatest guys ever. No problems, no behavior. They pay rent on time. They keep the house clean. But I can't keep them off that dadgum beer. So guess what I did? That's a regular property. Well, ain't nowhere we trying to change our life. Well, I kind of still put it on them, but guess what? These are construction workers and just regular guys.
Yeah.
Bunch of my other houses, they must follow the rules. Now, let me show you how I be a little slick. I still try to adhere that stuff there, but they can slip a little bit. My real houses of the ILF model, there is no slipping. You're going to go and get treatment or you get discharged out of here. I'm just so for real estate and helping people, and I'm smart enough. Derek, what do I do with the 6 brothers that called me from a construction site because they saw my flyer in Publix? I'm teaching now. I got flyers all over Publix, Walmart, Kroger, the gas station, on the floor, in the bathroom, by the Doritos, by the donuts, by the underwear, by the Dior. Do you get where I'm going? By the steak, by the milk, by the celery, by the ice cream, by the frozen pizza. I put these flyers everywhere. So what happens when the 6 brothers, the 6 guys that work together on construction, they say, Derek, we drink beer, dog. We work 10 hours a day. You mean to tell me? I said, well, wait a minute. How many of y'all it is? Y'all all together? Y'all gonna fall under my other real estate then, because we don't do that in the ILF model. Now, that's a separate conversation. In fact, I'll end that even right now on this channel.
Yes.
My one-on-one people, y'all get that talk in our next group meeting. Because I literally just told y'all I took an ILF that I fired them. I said, guys, I can't kick y'all out. Y'all good guys. I just can't keep y'all off of this beer. This ain't how we do this here. He flat out just kind of said, Derek, man, we not kind of like yo, and boom, I'm going to end that. Because again, to me, Shay and I are also in what I call regular real estate. We own property in Georgia where there's a mom, dad, and 3 kids. Mm-hmm. We just primarily teach 98% of the time this ILF model where I take one asset and rent to multiple people.
Correct.
Does that make sense, everybody? And then for that other question that I just saw in the back, What do you do for the guy that don't want to share this right here? And it's called a private model, the private suite. Shay, can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Whether nonprofit or for profit, what is this room?
So private suite. So prime example, this is a room that has its own restroom in it as well. So the rate is completely different, right? They have their own access. They just share all the other accommodations, the kitchen, living room stuff, so forth and so on. So in the ILF model, you can have 3 to 4 different bedroom models. So you can have the shared model, which is 2 beds per room. You can have the shared suite, which is like your master bedroom, where you have the 2 beds in that room and they have a ensuite. Or you can have the regular shared room, which is 2 beds. They share all of the accommodations, including the restroom. You can have the private room that is just the bed, their bedroom, closet, all of that stuff, but no restroom. And then you can have, again, what you see here, the private suite, which has its own ensuite bathroom, and that they're not sharing a restroom with other people. So I hope that helps, Derek.
Absolutely.
And they're all at different rates. They all have a different fee. They all have a different cost to them.
Shay, just give them an idea, because I told them earlier before you came on, because of where everybody lives is different, your prices are going to be different. Yeah. Shay, give them an idea of what you charge in Orlando, Florida.
Shared is anywhere from $680 to $780. Private is from $880 to $950. And then my private suite can go from that $950 to about $1,100,
right?
Depending on the location.
Okay. So for me, my share starts at $740, but pretty much everybody that calls our phone, we advertise $800, right? But we have a fall down that we can drop to. My one-on-one people know what I'm talking about there. But I coach you guys to use terms like starting at. So I'll give that away right here live, right? Start at. Never say we charge $800. No, you don't. You start at $800. Because what if you decide to change your price and give yourself a raise, which you can't do on your job right now? Watch this. Just as another teaching moment, guys, I've given myself a raise this year already because I raised my rents. That's a raise that I got. Didn't have to ask my boss. And I gave myself 2 raises last year. I've had 3 rental rate increases, guys, in the last probably 10 months, counting last year and this year together. See how powerful that is, that I didn't have to go and ask for a raise or do something extra, because my pricing is so unbeatable for where I am and what we offer. When I say, hey guys, starting on, I named the date. We got a $30 increase coming on, boom. Now you're talking $30 times or multiplied by however many residents that you have. Just gave yourself a raise just like that.
Yep. I got more questions.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Let's
I'm just
go,
trying to rearrange my screen.
Let's do it.
My screen's
hard them up and put that star by it. So if you want to save them.
Absolutely. So Jeremiah says, Derek, which resource do you think is best to use to do background checks on a potential resident?
I got a lot of videos on this, and just the cleanest, fastest answer is that we don't pay for background checks. First of all, if you're going to do a background check, I want you to find some way to get it for free. But here's some great free coaching.
Yeah, because that's
my background check is going to come from the social worker or the case manager that I'm getting this guy from. Now, if he come from the street, that's different. But the majority of our clients are coming from some kind of place, hospital, social services, case management, a social worker, the Salvation Army, the Goodwill, the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
There's something that's called a psychosocial. That's a big word for their background. You can get that from the social worker without having to pay for it. It has all of the legal, mental health, and hospital records on it.
Correct.
Now, you do have to sign for a release of that information. It's called an ROI, release of information. You and the client would have to sign it. Giving you guys some great coaching today, right? That's how you get that guy's whole background, with every hospital he's been to, every jail he's been to, because they go into a system when they go into these hospitals or social service places, and somebody's going to start that psychosocial file on them. If you pay for every person you interviewed, you'd go broke just on paying for background checks. So the background check is going to come from your assessment that I teach you. You're going to ask them a series of questions, remember? And then also I'm going to ask the social worker that's tied to his case. Make sense, Jeremiah? Let me know in the chat. Back on you, Michelle.
yeah, so let's go to the show.
Ronald said, this is the information I've been looking for. Ronald, you just like me 8 years ago, bro, and this is why I do it. I was screaming for somebody to give this to me. Nobody did. So I went through lawsuits and the Channel 8 news just to get it to this point today where I know this thing like the back of my hand, y'all.
I wanted to add this because I'm super excited for Dr. K. Daniels. She said, I went to my first networking event this week and made so many connections in the area.
I think Dr. K bought the DIY. Yep. I think if that's the same Dr. K.
Yeah, the reason why I love to do this, I like to share these praise reports because it's people that are actively going out and connecting. I think that's one of the parts. We can get caught up on the social media, the posting, the email campaigns, but how do you get in front of people is another opportunity that you do not want to miss. People want to interact. They want to engage. They want you to shake their hand. They want to be able to look in your eyes and see your soul and see if you're really doing this. If you're really doing this with the right heart posture, right? What you don't realize is case managers take their role very seriously, and they are so they will pump the brakes on you if they feel that you're not doing this with good or right intentions, or if they even find out that you're not, they will pull back and stop referring to you. So I'm super excited for you, Dr. K. Congratulations. Make sure that you utilize those resources well. Put them in your digital flow solutions when you get it in your contacts, and start preparing yourself to create email campaigns. You don't need all them other platforms. Your digital flow solutions platform will give you everything you need. Your mail, like no MailChimp, it has its own template-based database for email templates. So just know that you've got everything you need. You'll have everything that you need at the tip of your fingertips. So let's go back. James has got those questions coming. Come on. Well, this is just a update I want you to see, Derek. James said I actually he has a property that he's currently remodeling for this purpose. So
James, let me know in the chat again where you located, big bro. That last name is familiar, and just want to see if that's the Swain family from a specific area. Good stuff, James. That's first of all, congratulations, right? In fact, if you're not a hater, congratulate James right now in the chat.
Congratulations, James.
That's a big deal. Most of you guys are here because you want to get into some kind of real estate. So 10 of y'all, 15 of y'all, congratulate James right now, right? Because what I believe in is that when you congratulate and celebrate others before it's your turn, I think God honors that. Talk to me, Katara. Katara, these people don't know the cheat code, right? And I ain't gonna even spend 10 minutes doing that, but please follow that advice. If you guys are not a hater, congratulate James, man. Currently have properties and currently remodeling one. This is what most of y'all trying to be, right? But most of y'all are going to be like me, and you're going to rent or lease that first place. God has blessed James. So James, I would absolutely love to be able to coach and teach you if this is something that you want to do. James, put in the chat just one more time, where are you located, city and state? And the property that's being renovated right now, James, is that a 423231? Let me know what that is. And I see a lot of things coming through the chat congratulating James. I appreciate that. Because I truly believe that when you guys celebrate other people, man, it's just, I think God honors that. Qatar was a big story on that. But anyway, Shay, what's the next question? He also put at the end, I receive.
Amen.
So love that.
Amen. So the next question is, with drugs being so bad, how do you weed out the drug users?
Kind of just like I just said, that psychosocial, and the social worker gonna tell me.
Yeah.
And the guy, Roger, he gonna tell me, because I'm gonna ask Roger a bunch of stuff. One thing that I teach you guys, and that assessment is so powerful, guys, that assessment I told you is a series of questions that allows the Black family, Black enterprises, Black solutions, Black projects. See, I'm naming your business already, right? That's going to give you the ability to make a sound decision. Watch this. I also teach the women that are under me, all 98% of y'all, that God bless y'all with something that me and Tony don't have.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff don't have. Me and Mr. Ronald, the Jackson family, we don't have that. God gave us all common sense, but he didn't give us intuition.
We got that special.
God gave women intuition. So when I coach you, you're going to use God, prayer, my coaching, my experience, some common sense, but you're going to also use that thing that some of us don't have. Andrea, you're going to use intuition. But more importantly, there is no question that is off limits. Meaning, hey, Roger, when the last time you used drugs and or alcohol?
Yeah.
Derek, I don't use drugs, bro. Why would you? No problem. So just have to ask everybody. Or if he say, well, I used to have, a little, beer problem, smoke a little weed, heroin is, 12 years ago, but now I'm good to go, Miss Black. None of that. But Miss Black, you ask. That's why I give y'all the assessment during the coaching. I give it to you. I got 2 coachings. Well, actually 3. YouTube is free. You experience that right now. Answer any question that you got. The one-on-one coaching and the DIY comes with all my paperwork, all the ebooks, all the curriculum. We build your website. I give you a virtual assistant from the Philippines because we own the company. Your CRM system, your business phone, all that's on us.
Come on, D.
The paperwork, the documents, all that's on us. So the coaching is unbeatable. But back to your thing, in that coaching is what I call the assessment. Again, a series of questions that allows Andrea to make a sound decision about who she's moving into this place. So I'm going to ask it from the social worker and the case manager. But watch this, Andrea. My coaching is so good and I'm so just real with it. What if you get Greg and he come in and use drugs? Now, to me, no problem, as long as Greg is willing to go and get some help. But if Greg said, Derek, man, I snort cocaine, I use heroin, I drink beer, so what? Derek, this is my life and I don't want to change.
Right.
See, Greg can't live in my place. Greg would be what we call discharged. Some of y'all call kick him out.
Problems. Yeah, it'll cause too many problems.
It's going to cause too many problems. So watch this. The name of my program is called Second Chance. I knew, because I'm a social worker, the day that I meet most of these people that I house, they're going to be in their 100th chance by the time they meet me. But I got such a big heart and I care for these people. I said, no matter what you've been through in life, today is your second chance. And my rules is this. Bro, if you come here and slip, no problem. You drink a beer and slip, no problem. You just got to always be willing to get help, take some coaching, and let's man up. But if you buck against any of that, one thing about me and my program, I'll put you out so fast you won't believe it. I'm in business to house people. My last resort is to kick a guy out. But there are certain things under my rules and my coaching I have a no tolerance for. One, fighting and destroying property. Guys, we can't do that. The second one is using drugs and don't want the help. You gotta go. Using drugs and encouraging my other guys to use it. Oh, you leaving the same day I find that out. You can't be the trap star in my place. You can't be the drug dealer. You can't use drugs and sell it to Joshua, Jose, Chris, and JoJo. You got to go right now for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And remember what my beginning prayer is for me and all of y'all? God, there's a lot of people out there that is screaming and crying for a nice place to live. And God, I want you to match my housing program with those people. God, they're praying for a nice place to live. And Derek done taught me how to do this now. And God, can you also keep me away from the knucklehead? God, there's a lot of people that want my housing, but they don't want to change their life. God, disconnect me from them. They need help, but not in my program. Because God, I'm a female, and there's a lot of people that need this, and they want to do well in life. God, keep me away from that knucklehead, though. Andrea, that's your prayer.
Yeah.
Under my coaching, with that prayer, you succeed. Andrea, does that make sense? Back on you, Shay, and she'll comment.
Next question is up. How do you set up payment, especially for those who receive money from the government?
Ooh, Shay's gonna love. Now, years ago, with my hands right around picking it up,
it was a mess.
But when you bring a lady into something, a wife, he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing. To me, that also means order. That also means not being mattress money. Some of us guys, we hustlers. Mattress money. Not under Shay. Shay's very techie, lucky for me. Yeah. Shay, what do we use today to pick up our money?
So Digital Flow Solutions, again, does everything for us. It is pretty much our CRM for all things, right? It's communication with our residents. It's communication. And I'm going to tell, because somebody said James says, I have a website already and all that good stuff. Amazing. So what I love to do and use my CRM for, and this, I know I'm going off script, but I am going to answer your question, is to be able to communicate with my residents from the the program side of things, utilizing my CRM, not the phone number that they know and that they're used to, but the program direct line. But with that being said, we use our CRM to do a plethora of things, and our CRM is what collects our payments. Our payments are withdrawn automatically, so we do not have to go fighting for funds or even knocking on doors and going and saying, "Hey, tap your card, let's pay your rent." No, we set it up one time, and it automatically withdraws on the day of their payment being made, and we set it for. Excuse me. You can also set it for a specific time of the day as well. So
Does
we
that
use
make sense?
technology. We use technology.
So we swipe it, we suck it from their bank account. See, I get the gritty side of it. Years ago, I'm riding around with all these bank cards at the ATM at 1 o'clock in the morning. God, that looks real janky.
It looked a mess.
When Shay came along, because for all of you guys that are new to me, Shay had a corporate America job. Now, my job wasn't, I wouldn't call it corporate America, but I was a social worker in a hospital. I was the man in my place. And what was crazy, y'all, is a lot of people that see me years later, when they see me and Shay together, they tell my wife, like, I thought your husband was running this place. Yeah, God, that's just the way that I did that job. I did a great job. I was the guy.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, not to be funny, the social workers run a hospital to me. And the setting that I was in when it comes to mental health, now the doctor was the absolute guy. Don't get it twisted. But the social worker pieced it and glue it all together.
Yeah.
I was responsible for a lot. And maybe that's why God I never thought of it that way. Maybe that's why God gave me that job, because he knew I'd eventually get into this. I was responsible for a lot. Mm-hmm. And now when we bump into people, like prime example, last Saturday last week, Shay and I were at an event, and sure enough, I see a nurse from 7 years ago that said, "Oh my God,
probably longer than that.
You're the guy now that when you were trying to start that thing, you do this." I said, "Yeah, we in 38 states now." And
she was so blown.
450. She was like,
and she told me, she was like, "I can't believe
she may be on this call. I don't know." She so said, big shout out.
She even said it. She was like, he talked about it, but I didn't think he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And he did it.
But yeah.
So that was cool to hear, you know.
Like Biggie Small says, it was all a dream. I used to read ILF magazines. So let's go.
So Jeffrey asks, do you have a template that you send out to caseworkers and social workers to get clientele? No. Let's not give them more work. Let's not give them more work than they already have, right?
Just send so. Well, maybe he meant like the words.
Well, what are you sending it to the case manager?
Do you have a template that you send out to? A template for what, Jeffrey? Like, what would I be sending him a template for? Because
is it one
I'm agreeing with what Shay is starting to go.
But I'm thinking he's
anything for extra work for a case manager. No, I want to make their job easy.
But are you asking for a template that you can
in terms
use
of what we
to
say?
Send out?
Yeah, we have all of that stuff. Yeah, we have in fact, I give it on YouTube. Like, it's not a secret.
Right. Yeah. Like, so that's something that we
no question you guys would like. And the funny part to me as the coach, y'all don't even know what to ask to stump me because you're not in it. But I guarantee you, nobody can ask a question right now that's not in the video form or my original webinar. That's how strategic I make that webinar. It's designed to answer 95% of your questions.
Yeah.
And that 5% that maybe I don't, or something that you hear sparks another question, that's what the free the discovery call is actually for. So if you guys text the phrase "more info" to 407
and just more info, that's it.
0086, that'll give you an instant text message. When you click on it, you fill out your name, email, phone number, boom, instant download. Mm-hmm. And then my team will see that you watched it because of the analytics, and then they'll send you a link to set up a call to talk to Shay and I to answer any question that you have. Or if you're shy, or if you missed that, I do this on YouTube 3 days a week, y'all. Okay?
Yeah. Dr. K said, yes, I got the DIY and I'm moving at the speed of instruction.
That's it. Love it. And that's one of the quotes that we live by. So notice that she's already quoting what we believe she should be doing. And luckily for us and her, she's doing it. So we believe in moving at the speed of instruction. Move at the speed of revelation. Yeah. And Shay?
Yeah, so I'm just going through the chat now. So Fantasia Dawson said, yes, I get a lot of mental health, but a lot of them have nobody, no family. Yeah. And that's usually the case.
That's the case
we see it a lot. Like right now, I'm housing a young lady that is just like what you said. She has nothing and nobody. And it's heartbreaking. And she's one of those young women that kind of, her mental health diagnosis has crippled her in a way to where she doesn't self-advocate a lot. And she's very timid and needs a lot of, not assistance in day to day, but she needs a lot of nurturing to grow up. So case management is playing a huge role in that, as we provide the housing, and the goal is for her to get out on her own. But don't be afraid of the mental health population. A lot of people are fearful of that population, when in all actuality, if you assess the correct way, you can bring in the right people. And then if they have those services that are attached to them to also help them navigate, like Derek says, the social worker case manager is their compass. Let them guide them to where they need to go and be, so that they can better themselves. But they need that housing. Housing is going to be priority number one, so that they can get everything else right? With housing, good housing, they can get their mind right, and then literally all other things can fall into play.
Good stuff. Love that. Love that. And I'll just put this up to answer a question, because we get this all the time. But Shay, I still want you to read a question. But what populations can you serve? I'll just flip through these. But we talk about this, tons of videos on this. Must be 18 years or older. No couples, no husband and wife, no boo thing and girlfriend. The single individual male and the single individual female. Not him and his puppy. Not him and his pet lizard. Not him and his monkey.
Somebody had rats the other day, pet rats.
Yeah, none of that stuff. It's got to be the single individual from 18 to 118. So I jokingly tell people, if you turn 119 in my place, we got to send you somewhere else.
I'll cut it out.
Okay, but that's a joke. Okay?
I know you ain't sending them nowhere.
So oldest client to date was actually over 92 years old. Got a picture and video of him on my
powerful.
Instagram. I think it's on my TikTok. He's showing me how to ride a bicycle. Like, he's an avid bicycle rider, not a bicycle from Walmart, not one of those, a real Olympic long distance lightweighted French bicycle. Okay, so let's not disrespect his bike, because he showed straight me out on that. So adults, military veterans, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the working individual was what we get a lot of calls for today. When I first started, you all, it was the mental health, bipolar, schizophrenia, depression. Now today, it's the guy that works at Sonny's Barbecue, Burger King, McDonald's, the local mailman, the Amazon driver, the substitute school teacher, all of this stuff now. Again, as long as they have a guaranteed income and don't mind a shared living environment, they can be a good fit for your program. Shay?
So Jody asks, how do you set up payment? Monthly, weekly, especially for those that receive. So again, for the people that this is just a addition to that question. I'll say this: you get paid how they get paid, right?
That's it.
And that's the answer. If they get paid monthly, you get paid monthly. If they get paid weekly, you get paid weekly. You never, and I'm going to sound just like a carbon copy of my coach that's sitting across from me. You never give the guy that gets paid weekly the opportunity or the option to pay monthly.
Never.
You won't get it.
Why is that, Shay? Do some coaching. Because somebody said, well, why not, Shay?
Yeah, so
all your other people pay monthly, Shay.
Because most times people in these predicaments have a spending issue, right? They don't know how to manage money well. So if you wait until the end of the month to think that they're going to be stashing, it's very few and far between that you have that client that is so with it. Especially if mental health is an issue. But a lot of times, a lot of people that fall into this space, and this is just not everybody, but a majority of the individuals that fall into this space, they do not know how to manage money. They have bad or poor money management skills. And if you allow them to rack up a bill to the end of the month, you won't get it, because they've used that money on just everyday life or their habits, right? So you always collect rent. How they get paid, you get paid as well. That's how you set up your payments.
Good stuff. I totally agree. I think Angela Brooks spoke in the live the other night. Angela, if you're here, shout me out. She stated that she had a guy one time that was doing day labor. And because of my coaching, guess how she charged him? Every day he got paid. So if you know anything about day labor, when he go make $75 a day, bring me 25, bro. Okay? So that's how strict we are on that. And just to add a little bit of extra sauce to that, SSI and SSDI are also 2 ways that we get paid. That's a big way to say that that's a government stipend that they get every month without fail, and nothing stops it. And then right there is that private pay. Again, the guy that's a chef, the guy that's got a regular job. There's nothing wrong with his mental or physical. He just can't afford your high behind rent in your city. Raise your hand right now if there's really high rent in your city. All of y'all should, right? So again, this is why we're the cheat code with this particular model. Mr. Leroy says, what about housekeeping? It's on them. Remember, in an ALF or a group home, you got to clean it up. But in an ILF, where I'm housing grown people and nothing wrong with them, I expect for them to keep that place clean because I don't 100%. Live there. They do.
Yeah.
But guess what I will do, Mr. Gibbs? Gibbs Solutions, Gibbs Enterprise, Gibbs Foundation. I'm going to buy the bleach, the pine saw, the broom, the mop, the window cleaner. Yep. I'm going to buy everything they need. In fact, I'm going to Amazon it there, so I don't even have to bring it. But the onus is on them in the ILF model. Yep. Does that make sense? Not that Shay and I won't go and clean up, because I got a lot of pictures and videos of me and Shay
we swinging
elbow greasing it. Because all the time they don't clean like you do.
Right.
Sometimes you want to put your touch on it.
Yeah.
But to answer your original question, the housekeeper on the people that we house, guess what half of the background of the women are that we're housing? Housekeeping. Guess how we give them jobs and we, oh man, not Shay, on you.
Prime example, if you take a look at the Angela Denise Foundation's TikTok. I spent the day with my ladies and I think it's on TikTok, but I literally took them one of the showers, my shared room, my ladies, one of the ladies has been down and a little ill. And I went to go see the house and I was just like, no, this is unacceptable. And then I realized, she can't get down on her hands and knees to get this shower clean. So Shay, you got to help do something about this. So I went out and purchased something that can help them easily clean the stand-up walk-in shower. So when you see things, you make things convenient for the population that you serve, and no problems now. I went and saw the bathroom the other day and I'm like, that's what I want to see. So, but for the most part, most of my residents, if you walk in my lady's house, you'll be comfortable to sit on any piece of furniture. You'll be comfortable to utilize any restroom. Like, it is just that clean. That's how they keep the house. So they take the onus. They love the home. They love the space just as much as, as the next person. So they take care of it and they take onus of that as well.
Okay. There's a question and a comment by Jeff. Jeffrey says, I'm a residential director working for DBHDD. So Jeffrey, there's probably 98% of us that has no clue what that means. Educate us, because especially if you're in Georgia, guys, Jeffrey is the kind of guy that you're looking for if you live in Georgia. Now, unless he's working with people that are not independent, people that you have to feed, bathe, and clothe, but with his title, I'm still looking to network with people like Jeffrey, because what if he gets a guy that lands up in his place that is independent, but it was a wrong placement? Jeffrey's going to be looking for me to house the guy. He can say, hey, Derek, got a little bit of a different one. This guy's actually independent, Derek. Can you guys help? Okay. And then James' other question was, are you on board to charge insurance? No, we do not. I don't want to, actually. Exactly. So with the ILF model, I only want SSI, SSDI, or community funded programs or private pay. And I'll admit, community funded programs is my favorite. This allows me to help a guy that has no Uncle Joe. There is no Auntie Sally. He has no mom, no dad support. There is no stipend that he gets every month. And this is how the phone call sounds. Hey, Derek, got another one. And Derek, this guy don't have no SSI. He don't get SSDI. And Derek, he has no family support. But Derek, he's met the criteria at our hospital. And Derek, we're going to pay you at Second Chance Housing for 6 months until we get him on his feet. That's my favorite way to be paid. And if you following me at TikTok in my private community, I showed y'all a hospital that I was working at for 9 years, to where now I go back and pick up checks because I'm housing the people that they're calling me for. Does that make sense, everybody? Am I losing anybody? How great of a feeling that was to me, Miss Kathy, to work at that place for 9 years, Work for 2 weeks and they give me a check for $800 and some change.
Yeah.
Now I go dressed all up in my nice blazer jacket or my jeans or however I feel that day, because I don't have to dress up, and I pick up 2 checks, $800 a piece, and then work no hours for them at all. I'm housing their people now. That's powerful. Whether you think that's powerful or not, and watch this, I'm picking up the checks because the guy I'm housing, he don't have no money, no SSI, no SSDI, no private pay. He can't keep a job. So the social worker's job is to say, Derek, I got another one. And Derek, this guy, he don't have no job. Derek, he don't got no family support. But Derek, lucky for him, he's met the criteria, Derek, and we got a grant that we can pay you, Derek. And remember, what's my first step to starting any business, y'all? Turn yourself into a business, because guess what? She'll never write Derek a check ever. Exactly. She writes the check to Second Chance, my LLC. She also asked Shay the other day for a W-9. Shay explained to y'all what the W-9 was and why they asked for it. Anytime somebody gonna pay you, they're gonna ask you for a W-9. Absolutely. And they don't want, Shay told you do not put your name on it. And don't you put your Derek Forston and my social don't go on that W-9. Second Chance and my EIN number does. Make sense, everybody? And just for a real quick coaching, Jim, and I'm gonna go to a commercial break. We've started this probably a year ago, to where I don't advertise that I'm $700 a month. That sounds big. What if I said that I'm under $23 a day? Lord have mercy. What if I say that instead of I'm $800 a month, guys, here in the city, and let me show you how I advertise this to people, and y'all can steal this. Watch this, free coaching. I tell every social worker that I'm talking to, Mr. Social Worker, the worst hotel in your city, they still want $79.99 a night, and it's got roaches and bed bugs in it. I, here at Name Your Housing Program, I'm under $24 a day. Yep. Because I don't care what your price is. Put $700, $800, put $950, because most of us gonna charge somewhere between $700 and $900, unless you live in certain parts of California, New Jersey, New York, Oregon. Other than that, I pretty much know what all of y'all gonna charge. Yeah. Most of us gonna be somewhere between probably $600 and $900 a bed. Some of my people down South Miami, y'all getting $1,000 a bed. Some of my New Jersey folks, $980, $1,100. But most of us, probably from $600 to $900 per bed. You divide that by 31 days. 5 of y'all put in the chat, wow, Derek, that is a genius marketing strategy. And you tell the people what you already know, because I've done the homework. I don't care where you live at. People in your city already doing something like this. They just doing it the wrong way. Yeah. So real quick again, ponder upon what we've been talking about. Most importantly, can you envision you doing this? Because we live by this thing that you heard me say, love God, love people, love real estate. Gotta love and this all. Is the way to merge it all together. But guess what? The other thing that we live by, we want to please God. We want to help people. We want to be respected by the community while we're doing it. But I also want y'all to make enough money to feed your family. Can y'all put in the chat, Derek? I can agree with that, bro. Like, I can take that on for me and my family. And I'm going to repeat that, because this is my preference for y'all too. I want y'all to please God. Remember, I'm no pastor, I'm no bishop, and I'm no priest. Yeah. But I figured the cheat code I in life is, if you help people and if you love God and merge it together, wow, what a business, what a ministry. Every business that we have, all 8 of them help people. That's a cheat code. Can you imagine pleasing God in the Bible, not Derek? Remember, the Bible says the poor and the needy will always be among us. It also says when you do unto the least of these, like you're doing it unto me. Please God, help people. God, this is biblical. To me, this is God's cheat code to your financial freedom. Please God, help people. But you know what I want to? I want your community to respect you while you're doing it. I jokingly tell people, Shay, but I'm kind of serious. I was a nobody 7, 8 years ago. Nobody knew me. But today, and it's not because of Derek and because I'm so great. It's because God first, but this program that I run called Second Chance Housing, that's the thing that's changing lives in the community in my city and in my county, and now throughout 38 states. So again, please God, help people, be respected by your community, but I also want y'all to make a bunch of money doing it, to be able to feed your family, and most importantly, to build the kingdom. Because somewhere in that good book, it says it like this, and I'm going to misquote it, so somebody help me. But if I put God's plans before mine, God's ideas before mine, build something that's bigger than me, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these other things that he said in there, to me, that means take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. Take care of my people. Do unto others as you have them do unto me. Guys, you don't think God wants us in real estate to create generational wealth for our families too? If a man don't work, he don't eat.
And the word always says we are to leave an inheritance
for
our children. So
Shay, you know what one of my biggest prayers is, and somebody gonna feel this and somebody gonna miss it. God, I want to be the biggest giver in my church, in my community, in my city. Because guess what? If he do that, that means I'm making a lot of money then. But look at how it's building the kingdom. My church take that money and continue their great works. God smiles down on me because we all working together now. One more time, really slowly. Put in the chat if you can say, Derek, man, I'm with that, bro. Like, that's cool. Please, God, help people, be respected by your community, and make enough money to feed your family. Shay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. All right. And we're going to come right back to answer every question they got. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show.
All right, guys. So it is me. I am back. Derek is on his way. But let's go ahead back to the chat where we can get these questions answered for you all. There's a lot of great questions in here too, Derek. So welcome back.
Had to go warm my tea up real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all don't mind, do you?
So Derek, I want to get James is asking a powerful question. He says, when they don't have SSI, SSDI, and the community fund only pays so many months, what happens after that? Well, that's when you need, and I'll answer it first, and you can probably just piggyback. That's when you need to have a plan of action already in place. Does that client know how long that those funds are going to be available to them? And then what is the next course of action? You have to initiate that upon accepting that client. You know, they need to know what your rule is going to be. If, let's say, that program only lasts for 3 months, you know, your expectation is one, they either have a job, you know, and they're prepared to pay what it is that they are to pay on a regular basis. So you set that expectation. If not, then you're left with this saying, well, what happens next? So that's what you do. We set the expectation of, hey, you know that this program is only paying for X, Y, and Z. What is your plan? You have to ask that question initially. Don't wait until we get to the end of the 3 months or the 4 months or 6 months and they don't have a plan of action, because then you're left in a pickle where you're now having to go ahead and go through the eviction process. And now that person is going back into a homeless state. So Derek, to you.
So same answer. I'll just give more of a grittier version. Let's just say I get a social worker call for Marcus. And Marcus moves in and they say, Marcus, we're going to pay your rent, bro, for 3 months. My conversation to Marcus from day one. Hey, Marcus. I thought you was laughing at me. I said, what I said already?
No,
I'm not being funny.
No, I just made a mess.
So I'm going to say, hey, Marcus, looks like, bro, you got your life made for the next 90 days. Now, Marcus, watch this. We worked it out to where you're good for 90 days. My suggestion to you, you take 1 week to take it easy. Get some sleep, get some rest, because you came from the street. You probably had a good night's sleep in a long time. Bro, this first week on me. In fact, the next 90 days on me. But bro, it would behoove you. Week number 2, let's go start finding a job, or make sure you work with your social worker to get approved for SSI. Right. Because what James may not know, James, the whole reason why they're paying their rent for this set amount of time, they're working with them to get them established for SSI, SSDI, or to find him a job at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
That makes sense, everybody?
Yeah, they're already working with them.
So what we've seen is that as long as they keep working with the social worker and keep all of their appointments, sometimes they'll even extend it. But I'm telling the guy from day one, hey, man, if this don't work out and you can't find no job in 90 days and they stop paying, bro, my program won't allow you to stay here.
Right.
So let's agree today that in 90 days, you gone unless you find a job or get approved for SSI. So that's the conversation from day one.
Yeah.
I'm encouraging him. And trust me, I've had a lot of guys that by the time that thing ends, now they got their own check or their own SSI. But I've also had guys that sat on it, didn't do nothing,
didn't go through the
didn't
process.
Make their appointments. Because if they do, James, they get a dadgum check every month. Some people are so lazy. And that's why my prayer, God, send me people that want to change their life. Because, James, that's heartbreaking to house somebody, and just because he didn't go to 2 appointments, he don't get the check. But lazy him, because he want to just sit around and watch TV and smoke cigarettes. See, and James, I have no tolerance for that guy. I'll admit, when I first started, I would cry like a baby. Now, Jose, if you don't go to these next 2 appointments, the lady say you would never get this Social Security income for the rest of your life. But James, if you go, bro, they're going to give you $985 for the rest of your life until you die. And bro, if you don't go, I don't feel sorry for you and you can't live here. Now, that's the today, Derek. I'll be honest. In the beginning, James, I would cry like a baby when Jose didn't go to his appointment because I got to put him out. Today, it's like, bro, how can I feel sorry for you when they'll send the transportation, they'll provide the Uber, they're going to feed you lunch, and you just sit in her office and answer questions, and you get a check for the rest of your life?
Exactly.
James, today, I'll admit to Derek today, the experience, Derek, I have no tolerance for that guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because ultimately,
makes sense, everybody? Who think I'm a bully? Who think that makes sense?
Absolutely makes sense. So I just want to go to James' next response that he said. He says, okay, so there is something in the pipeline. Yes, 99, all of these, I'm not even going to say 99, 100% of these programs that allow, well, depends on what program. So I'm going to go back to my 99.9%. My 99.9% will tell you if it's coming from a mental health organization or some type of case management service provider that has these funds, they are obligated because those are those are federal dollars that are helping them to initiate that process or take that client through that process. And that's what those funds are for. They don't provide the housing. So they partner with you for the housing while they do the process. And that maintains or makes sure that that person is stable. They have an address, they have somewhere that all of this information can redirect to. So that is the whole purpose of them paying you, because they need you to make sure that this client stays in this program to get to the end, which is most times SSI or SSDI. Yep.
Great questions to you.
James said no problem with tough love because a person is taking the opportunity from someone else.
You guys are asking great questions too. I love it. I want to also make sure that, because I'm sure that I missed 3 or 4 questions that were like at the very beginning. As you can see, guys, James are firing them off and Shay is reading from the bottom. We love questions. Yeah. So if we happen to have missed yours, put it in the bottom. We'll be here for another 20 to 25 minutes at least. I also want to get to some point where we talk about the coaching, because I'm getting a lot of questions about that as well. But I want to bring this back, and I want Shay to explain this picture, because there's a lot of new people here today. Mm-hmm. You guys don't know what this picture means yet. Now, if I start flipping through it, you'll figure it out. Shay, can you tell these people, who are these people, where they came from? Right. What did you do to get them to show up? That's most important. What tool and system did you use? And talk about these people.
So this is right after we did the renovation on the new house of mine, the Maryland. Well, it's 1 year old next month. The Maryland.
You bought this place, Shay, or you rented
it? Did.
And this is your place, Shay.
This is my.
See, Shay, because I noticed the people don't.
So sorry. This is one of my homes. This is for all women. 5-bed, 3-bath. Started off at a 4-bed, 3-bath. We converted the formal dining room into an actual bedroom with closet. So now it is a 5-bed, 3-bath. We are completely full. We are at capacity, and that is with 7 women that we are taking from homeless to hopeful. And actually now I'm in the process of needing another house. So guess what I'm doing? I'm looking for another house. This was an open house. We invited all case managers, all social workers locally to us that worked at my old stomping grounds, my old organization that I had a very lucrative role in. They came out and did a walkthrough. We shared contact information. They were able to not only, see where it was located, they were able to see the aesthetic of the home. There were residents in the home at this time already. I think it was maybe 3 people residing here at the time. And again, they got to see it. They got to experience it. That's one of my ladies, Miss Anita. That's Nita Beta. So we get to share with them who we are, what we do, and also let them see. I want them to come in and see where their potential clients will be residing. I want them to realize that there is a space for them to do case management services and walk through, talk with their clients. I want them to see, the aesthetic, the cleanliness. I want them to see the expectations, because now when they call me for a referral, they know what my expectations are when they see the location.
They know what they're coming
right.
into.
They know what they're coming into. So they know, what should be who meets the criteria to be here, right? Is it the person that's truly ready to work through stuff and get their self on the ball? Or is it someone that just, let me send them somewhere else because I already know that they're not going to make it here at Shay. So giving case managers and social workers the opportunity to walk through your home, it gives them a different perspective. And then they can literally start saying, oh, okay, you know what? This person may be a good fit. That person may be a good fit. Shay, I have possibly 5 people that are good fits for this house. So opening your doors is A1. Like, you definitely want to be that person that gives case managers and social workers the opportunity to walk through your ILF.
Excuse me.
So go ahead, D.
No, absolutely. And since I stumbled upon this one picture, I'm just going to go ahead and show and just brag on Shay for 2 seconds. So this is for the newer people that have just bumped into us today. We don't teach and talk about a lot of this stuff a lot because we want you guys to offer and master housing. But once you've done that, it's like, what else can you add to this? So Shay does what we'll call a spa day or a ladies' day. And what I like to always point out is that sometimes we're doing this for women, y'all, that have never experienced a pedicure, manicure,
this day was heavy,
a makeup day. So can you imagine being able to offer something like this that a lot of you women get done today and sometimes every 2 weeks? And sometimes hearing it now from me, maybe you take that for granted. How many of you all, because I want to see this actually, that you would love to also do something like this once you get the housing down and mastered, to where you're changing the lives of people, not by beating them over the head with the Bible, but showing the love of God through actions. Some people think you show the love of God by grabbing a microphone and taking them to church. It ain't all about that, even though we do that too. But can you imagine being able to offer a spa day and bring a treatment into them?
Yeah.
Type in the chat me or anything that lets me know that Derek, wow, that's powerful. I wouldn't mind doing that. I didn't know y'all did that, Derek. Shay, talk about that just a little bit and how you thought of it. Where did the people come from? Who done the service? Talk about that.
The fun thing about this is I actually did this while I was still working corporate America. So Derek literally ran this lady's house. I did not.
Before I fired myself and hired Shay to run it.
Yeah, this was like a very, like, honestly, this particular one that we're looking at. Was when Derek was running the houses and I got to meet the ladies and kind of hang out with them on the weekends and kind of see what was going on and realize that, man, this is something. And I noticed them in their brokenness. And I said, Derek, would you mind if I do something? And he was just like what? I said, I would like to bring a spa day to these ladies. I said, have you heard any of the stories? Because I would sit down, I would chill, relax, and kind of just hang out and kind of understand, because I did not understand the housing model. I did not understand the totality of this. I was still in my own corporate work world. So, running and operating these homes was not on my radar or my agenda. I was busy working 16+ hour days. And when we did it, it was just eye-opening, because some of these women had just been through so much, and they didn't realize that somebody was willing to pour into them or do for them. And that's where this came from. And when we did it, it was me showing these young ladies how to prepare themselves to enter the working world, how to take care of yourself, how to walk into a room and have the confidence. And that's what that event was for me. It was a confidence booster for them. How did I get these are my relationships. These are people that are in my community.
Just look at those before and after.
Yeah.
Like Rhonda, Miss Rhonda, what do you think it is?
And
these are women that have never experienced a spa day, makeup, washing their hair, and somebody else doing it. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit, Miss Rhonda, what I think Shay was genius at is that she brought the service in-house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shay, talk about how everybody may not want to just go out and be seen, and talk about that. And what was your decision to bring the service in-house?
My decision to bring it in-house was because a lot of these women were very fragile. They had been through situations that, they felt judged.
Hold it, Shay, because somebody gonna think that I wasn't gonna get me a massage that day. Y'all know I had to get in that chair.
Some people just make it.
Y'all know I had to check it out and just see if everything was working. Go ahead, Shay.
Of course, he had to be last. So I hope
Charmaine, I thought I wasn't gonna get in that chair, Miss Charmaine.
I think her hands were tired by the time she got to you, so you didn't get the
Miss
best
Kathy.
of it.
Kathy, you really thought I was gonna be there, and that was really my house at the time?
No, this is when I took it over.
So I wasn't in charge anymore?
Because this was during COVID.
Anyway,
I had it now.
Miss Kathy, you thought I wasn't gonna get me a massage, Miss Kathy?
This is when I took over for this one. Yeah, but ultimately, Derek, for real, the reason why we bring the services in, because we want them to be in their comfort zone. We want them to be in a comfortable setting to where they don't feel like somebody's judging them by the way they look. A lot of these ladies looked rough in the initial, and they didn't feel comfortable or confident to go somewhere. But when you allow them to now walk into that space and somebody come into their space where they can break down and cry if they need to have a moment and run out to their bedroom for a second because it's just overwhelming, they can do that. So I prefer to do it in the comfort of their home, and bring the services to them so that they're more relaxed and more at ease and really enjoy the pampering and not have to worry about anything outside of it.
So again, man, just, we'll be here for a little bit longer, but just again, wanted just to show another side of what we do. Obviously 98% of it is housing, guys. I don't want you guys getting into anything where I want to add this and add. No, housing is going to be enough by itself. But once you master it, these are the things that you can add. And if you're real smart, you allow other people to pour into your program to where it may not cost you a dime.
Correct.
Here's the social media post. You ready? Because I give the game away all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited. Next Saturday at Barnett Enterprises, where we take women from homeless to hopeful, we're actually having a spa day next week. If you're an esthetician, and I hope I'm saying the names right. If you're the pedicure lady, the manicure lady, and I don't know what that stuff called, but if you do hair, if you want to pour into a great group of women, DM me, send me a blah, 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 blah. God will truly bless you for what you do. That just simply means, hey, y'all, I don't really want to pay for it. I just want to be a blessing to my people who want to be a part of this. Because you may not have the money today. Now, today, Shay can pay somebody to come in. Around that time, it was kind of like that, but why not get it donated? So now we put everybody on the map for it. Yeah. You don't think that lady that came got notoriety for being there? You don't think the nail tech that came got credit and everybody saw on social media how she did you don't think the lady doing the makeup, who was, by the way, my cousin, that they didn't get extra work and services? You don't think Miss Flo and Harmony didn't get extra blessings because of what this was?
It was powerful, man.
Lord have
the
mercy.
Whole experience
Shay did
was
spoken
amazing.
word that day. She had the humidifier going. We ordered pizza.
Yep, it was a birthday.
Ice cream, all of that stuff.
Remember, it was one of the ladies' birthdays, so we celebrated her birthday. It was beautiful.
All of that stuff. Right here, I want to get to the meat of something where the Taylor family asked about this, and this is why a lot of y'all came, and we're going to probably close it after this slide, right? So if you haven't asked your question yet, make sure you ask your questions.
I have a few queued up.
Perfect, Shay. And we can jump to it right after this because I'll slide by this fastly. When you talk about the numbers, this is also why a lot of people call what we do real estate on steroids. Now, I'll admit, we don't call it that. But a lot of people are like, wow, dude, this is like real estate on steroids. Mm-hmm. I rent my one house to one family and that's it. Well, we don't. Now, Shay and I do that, but that's in our other real estate, right? But in the ILF model, to us, it's like a multifamily. Watch this. Multifamily means that you get a big old building, you house multiple people. I do the same thing, y'all. I rent or I lease one building and I rent that to multiple people. Now, if you don't have your glasses on today, that's $740 per bed. For easy math, that's $5,920, meaning that's $5,920, guys, that I'm going to make if that house is full. Yeah. That's 8 people that I take from homeless to hopeful. People that will be sleeping behind the dumpster without me and my program. People that will be living on the street without me and my program. This is how we're changing lives in your community. Now picture this is you. So for the Edwards family, when you guys ask, well, Derek, what sustains you? What keep this thing going? Look at my first bill that I consider that's really not a bill. Because it's not a debt I owe, but it's a seed I sow.
Come on, sir.
So we believe in tithe and offering for us sustains a lot of what we do. And again, remember, I'm no pastor, I'm no preacher, and I'm no bishop. But I do believe in principles. And there's a principle that is in that Bible that said that if God bless me with 100%, which all of it belongs to him anyway, he only want me to give 10% and let me keep the 90%. To me, I think that's a pretty good dadgum deal. And that said that, God, I trust you to keep building this thing. So when I make that 5,920, God, I'm bringing 592 to you.
Yeah.
And guys, because I ain't petty, I actually round that up. So for me, that's going to be 600. And then my offering also goes in that. Now, offering is free will. I don't beat y'all up about offering, but I do that too. I want you to make sure that you put that 10% back though, because that's what's going to keep this thing going, your life going, your health going.
Yeah, everything.
All of this stuff rebukes the devourer off of you. Mm-hmm. That's biblical. And remember, I'm no preacher, but somewhere in that book it said, and I'm going to mess it up so somebody can help me.
You're right.
But this principle rebukes the devourer. That includes your financial, your health, your mental, your spirituality, all of that stuff. And you mean tell me if God allowed me to leave my job and make 5,920, he only want the 592 and I keep the rest of it?
Come on, Derek.
Look at those bills. $1,800 for the rent. This is a real example, y'all. Orlando, Florida, zip code 32818. I got a house right there. Insurance is $70. Lights and water is $350. In fact, this money was $350 even. Last money was $442. So sometimes I tell y'all to go higher. Put $500 down there.
Yeah.
But look at what's left over when I pay everything. That's what I tell most people. I don't care where you live or what you're doing at your current job. Now, unless you make 6 figures a year and you all in a different range, most people can get 2 of these houses under my coaching and leave your job. Because the statistic that we're seeing lately is 6 to 9 months. So y'all meeting me and my family, you can walk off your job.
Yep.
And Shay gonna tell you to use the R word, not the Q word. Shay, what is the Q word that we don't use?
We don't quit.
What is the R word that we prefer?
We resign.
Now, me personally, I don't care which one you use. Shay think it just sounds better that we don't quit. I agree.
Never win.
But most of y'all are just like me. You want to get off that job that you work in.
Quitters never win, Derek.
But if you stay in this thing and be smart, like my brother used to teach it, and keep your job is using you, so you use them. Leverage that job while you're there.
Yeah.
Get your credit right. Get some business credit before you go. When people say, well, Derek, what would you change about your journey? First of all, I wouldn't have left my job when I did. Or even if I did, no, I take that back. I would have left my job. Devil is a liar. But I would have established business credit and all these things that I learned later.
Different. You did a little bit different.
I learned about business credit cards. Guys, if I knew what I knew today, I'd be a gazillionaire.
But I will say this.
But that was my journey. That was my route.
Leaving the job was necessary for you to learn those
Absolutely,
things.
Shay.
Because you wouldn't have been able to juggle all three.
Yeah.
Something would have lost. Something would have taken a
Shay,
hit.
you remember I almost thought I was about to kill myself trying to work that job and this.
Terrible.
Guys, I was fading away, but I was losing
Derek
weight,
lost so much
losing sleep.
Derek lost so much weight.
But y'all know my story. When I got this thing, the idea of it, that's why I tell you guys, move at the speed of instruction. When I got the idea of this thing, y'all, I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep until I got it. Most of y'all know me to be this slim, Derek. Guys, I used to be a chubby guy. I'm almost a model now. I'm joking. But guys, I was a chubby dude. But when I got this idea, man, I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep until I got it. And now, because I tell people very simply, all this is, y'all, is real estate, social services, and the love of God all mixed together. We put it in a blender. No disrespect to God, but I put God, social services, and real estate in a blender. And we pour it all over the world now. Where is your city where we can pour it at next? Okay, I told you guys our coaching is in 38 states. I don't coach anybody in Montana, New York, Washington, D.C., right? But y'all can't really name areas that we're not. Colorado spoke out today. I'm not in Colorado.
Right.
But in 38 states, we're teaching people like you and your family to take a single family residence. And guys, this is the possible. Can 10 of y'all put in the chat, Derek, I wouldn't mind making $3,038 every month, and that's only one house. And Derek, I can get more than one. I can get 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yes, that's the goal. And watch this. It ain't gonna take you 8 hours to do it either. Where are my nurses that work 12 hours a day?
I got a joke for you.
That was one thing Shay almost couldn't fathom when she quit her job. She's like, wait a minute.
I didn't quit. I resigned.
But she was out. I'm sorry. She said, babe, we're done for the day. And it's like 11:30 in the morning. Yes, Shay, we done.
No, I'm going to be very honest. I need them to see me for real.
Put the big screen on your Shay.
I need them to see me. It was so, I prayed one day. I was like, Lord, I felt so, I don't know if it was conviction. I just didn't know. It was ignorance. I said, God, we're making all of this money and my day ends at 11 o'clock. I was like, is this even for real?
Shay, you want to go to lunch? Now, let me tell something.
I felt so.
No, hold it. Because I'm going to pick on you now. Because we're going to tell on each other now. Guys, when I had left my job, Shay was on her job for how long, Shay?
Oh, Jesus.
Year or two?
Guys,
Shay used to get jealous of me. Shay called me every day when I had a job.
It didn't mind.
But when I left my job, y'all, I was taking naps at 12 o'clock. So when this joker would call me, talking about, babe, what you doing? Man, I'm taking a nap. Call me later, dog. My day is done, Shay. Call me at 2:30 when I done got back up.
I got 6 CEO meetings. I got to go.
Part of Shay leaving her job, y'all, truth be told, she was jealous of my schedule.
I wouldn't know.
Shay was like, wait a minute. Shay, you was jealous of my schedule. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I'm not, nope, because that's
not
true.
Shay and I would get up at the same time.
Yes.
6 o'clock in the morning-ish.
Correct. Yes.
She would go to work.
Correct.
I would linger and go do my thing. But guys, by 12:30, I done went to Popeyes. My belly full. I'm lazy and I'm doing this. All the things I dreamed to do when I had a job. All you that got a job right now, you know how lazy y'all feel after you eat lunch?
Yeah.
That was me. But boy, I'm an entrepreneur now. I'm taking a nap. Y'all shaded like that.
I will call Derek.
Shay was jealous of me, y'all.
I wouldn't say jealous. I couldn't comprehend. I wouldn't say jealous. I gotta say,
no, I'm being funny, but I gotta say, y'all,
I want people to know.
Don't be jealous.
Be next.
Be next.
Mm-hmm. But it was more of me trying. I'm like, well, how is this joker? I'm like, is he out robbing banks while I'm at work? What is he really doing?
Man, I'm taking a nap at 12 o'clock, y'all.
When I left corporate America, the first, and literally, y'all, I left corporate America. I put in a 30-day notice. I had to. No, I didn't have to. They prefer when you're in a management role or leadership role that you give. I gave 90 days. Excuse me. They want you to give 30. I gave 90 days notice. because we were in a joint commission survey season and all of that stuff. So I wanted to make sure that they were pretty much prepped and had everything they needed to get, through that process. And just so happened that my last day of work ended up being March 31st, 2020. What happened on March 31st, 2020 for anybody?
Does anybody remember what was going on in the world?
That just so happened to be my first, my
Type it in the chat if you feel where Shay is going when she left her job. What was going on, guys, in March 2020?
Yeah, that was the day that all hospitals were told by the government that they could no longer provide or do surgeries. I couldn't even think of it. Can't get the name off my tongue. But you could not do surgeries that weren't emergent or urgent cases. And I was over leadership in the operating room and several other departments. So when that happened, it was just like, oh my God, like, God, is this like, are you speaking to me right now?
Yeah.
Because I just threw 90 days out there. But when I got out of the hospital in that first week, Derek allowed me to just relax because I worked my butt off, y'all. I didn't work 8-hour days. I worked 16, 18-hour days, projects and all sorts of stuff like that. So when my first week working with Derek and getting up at like 7:30, getting out there, going to do what we needed to do and done. Back home. And I'm looking. She's like,
this what you been doing?
I was like, yeah. This don't even make
I said, that's why when you call me at 12:30, I don't want to talk. Like I'm sleeping because I got Popeyes on my belly now.
I said, Derek, something has got to be wrong with this. Like, ain't no way.
It was life changing. It changed your whole schedule.
My mindset, it took me about 4 months to really switch my mindset. And it was hard. Because I was like, man, this can't be real. Like, ain't no way. We're knocked off, done. We've checked on all of the houses. Everybody's living, breathing, doing well. We went to case management. We did assessments. We did all of this stuff. And lunchtime, we were done. I was like, this stuff.
And I remember one day around rent time, right? Same thing. All rent tech. And this is well before Digital Flow Solutions when we had the system that just swiped the money from your account.
Everybody got it. COVID.
She was like, so Derek, all the rents are in, all the money's made, and it's still 12 o'clock. What do we do now? So not being funny, y'all, because, we laugh and we joke and we play, but being seriously, that's the only reason why Shay and I own 8 businesses. Because when you start this and it does its thing, you're going to get bored. You're like, well, what do I do now?
It made
because you're housing James, Richard, Joseph, Craig, and Jose, and Miles, but the house is full. So what do you do when you made the money, everybody's cool, you get another house or you start another business?
Yeah.
So and that's why Shay and I today own 8 businesses, y'all, because this thing, if you do it the right way, it'll run itself.
Yeah.
Go start something else. Yep. What is that other dream on your heart that God gave you? 5 of y'all put in the chat right now. Obviously, you want to do this, but what is that other dream?
Yeah.
That once you get this started, for me, it was a digital marketing company. I wanted a VA business. So everything that I wanted to us all went together. I think they call it vertically integrated.
Correct. Everything.
So out of our 8 businesses, probably 6 of them meshed and go together.
Yeah.
We gotta have it. Right? So that's what we teach you guys through our coaching. And I'll admit, man, y'all been blessing us so much. So many of y'all have been buying the one-on-one coaching. Over 62 people bought the DIY in the last probably less than
3 weeks,
25 days.
Yeah.
So big shout out to everybody that purchased the DIY that said, well, Derek, I can't afford your one-on-one coaching, but boy, I'm not going to miss that DIY for only $497. And you build my website, you give me all your paperwork, all your curriculum.
Yeah.
Right? And then a lot of you guys upgraded. Oh, matter of fact, who was in the live Wednesday night for Family Talk?
That was so good.
Oh my God, that was so good. Put in the chat right now and call me a liar in the chat. Tell everybody I'm a liar if it wasn't good.
It was good.
For the DIY people that upgraded, put in the chat right now. I think it was over 40 or 50 y'all that was in that meeting, which we call Family Talk. Now, my one-on-one people, y'all get me one-on-one. But every once a month, every third Wednesday, we have Family Talk. And Wednesday night, it went down. So big shout out to all of those people that were there. I see you guys coming on the chat. I see you guys in the other forums because we're streaming on several different places, guys.
Correct.
And for Miss Black, who said, where do we start? Miss Black, make sure I did it right now because below my screen,
Just
like
say
right
more
below
info.
my chest, should be something scrolling that says the first step to getting started. Now, if you don't see that, Miss Andrea, that means I messed it up. But you should see something saying that the first step to getting started is text the phrase more info. That's it. Not your name, not your city, none of that. Not more info, please, because my system's automated. When you text more info to that phone number, immediate, you're going to get a text message. And when you click on it, because you got to click on it, because if you don't, nothing happens. If you click on that link, fill out your name, email, phone number, bam, instant download. My system is so smart, it going to see when you watched it, and it's going to merge you with a call or an opportunity for a calendar to talk to me and Shay. It's called a free discovery call. Yep. Now, normally it don't happen in the same day, but sometimes it does. But you guys watch that webinar this weekend. Join me again Monday. That's why Saturdays are my favorite room because it gives you guys time to hear this, watch the webinar, go to church tomorrow and talk to God about it, and come see me again on Monday. And most people make a decision to get our coaching usually through the weekend or on a Monday because you either found me during the week, you joined this on Saturday, you go to church tomorrow and talk to God about it. I call that getting the proper permission. And now you join me again Monday morning and bring all your questions. So again, man, I got 3 ways for you guys to get into what we do. The first way is what you're hearing now. Every Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Nobody teaches this model the way that we do because we teach it, but we also give you the back end with it.
Correct.
It's baloney if I teach you how to do this, but don't give you the tools, the software and systems, and the virtual assistant to help you do it. Guys, we own the VA company in the Philippines. We own the digital marketing company that runs your website and your CRM. Show me somebody that runs this business better than us, and I'll be glad to take a look at it. The coaching, the experience. Guys, remember, I was the social worker for 9 years, went through the $40,000 lawsuit, and I made the Channel 8 News. I got pictures of it to show you because I didn't know what I was doing. So now today, because remember the Bible, it says, for the lack of knowledge, we perish. We don't do well. We fail in life. We get a slow start because of lack of knowledge and all your understanding. How does it go, Shay? Get some understanding, in other words.
I was daydreaming just
So
now.
again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me something that's better. So right now, make sure that you guys text the phrase more info to that phone number scrolling below. Follow me on Facebook and become my friend. And when you get there, be real nosy. Okay? Last few questions, and we're going to get you guys out of here.
Do you use daily rates for everyone or just retain ones? It's more verbiage. So it's just it gives people, okay, so like your hotels, how you think they advertise. This is an advertising type of tactic.
Yeah, that's just a marketing tool that we use.
And it's technically it's your rental rate. You just break it down over the 31 days of the month, and it gives you the average payment per day. And we're not fudging numbers, it's our numbers. So $28 a day is technically what? 28 times 31 is what? So you're actually you're dividing the number of days in the month by the number you're charging in rent. Does it sound better for me to say, you can rent my property at, or I have beds available at $680 a month? Or would it sound better for as low as $28 a day? And that may not be the correct math.
It's actually way lower than that.
Right. So, I know. So I'm actually do the correct math.
But I think what she was asking was, do you use the daily rate for everyone? So no. My guys that get paid monthly, I charge them monthly. So that means my SSI and SSDI guys, they get charged once a month. Yeah. But the guy that works at Sonny's Barbecue, I get paid every 2 weeks because he does. I charge him by the way he get paid. But back to that daily rate thing.
Unless they're doing day labor.
I'll use that, what Angela Brooks said earlier. Angela had a guy that had a day labor job, meaning that they paid him every day that he went. That means that Angela wanted $25 a day from this guy until his rent was paid because he was making $80 a day. So if that's what you meant, Kathy, we use the daily rate for the guy that's got the day labor job. But like Shay started out, that's actually a marketing strategy. So instead of saying 700, I'm under $23 a day. Make sense? So whatever you type in, divided by 31. So whatever your rent is in your mind, Miss Kathy, just divide it by 31. And then say, we charge under, boom. She says, yes, that answered my question. Perfect.
Are y'all feeling coupon generous right now?
We always got something going on.
Always got something going on.
And you never know until you get on the phone.
Get on that call.
In fact, right now, I promise this. Big shout out to LaShonda Williams.
Yes, you did promise it, so stick to your promise.
None of your business about what kind of coupon she got, because that's personal to her. But she would have never knew that if she didn't schedule the call.
Yeah, ask.
LaShonda, if I'm lying, call me a liar right now in the chat.
Oh, and
LaShonda did something that was so powerful, y'all. She bought the DIY, but like a lot of people, you decide to upgrade later.
Correct.
And because when we got on the phone with her free discovery call, certain things were able to be done, and she upgraded in a New York second.
Yeah.
So she's now no longer DIY. So big shout out to LaShonda and her family. She immediately upgraded and already got an appointment on my schedule next week.
I think.
LaShonda, if you're here, shout me out and call me a liar if I ain't telling the absolute truth.
So take advantage of that discovery, that strategy call.
In fact, let's go to that. Let me pull my coaching up real quick because I get a lot of questions that I'm seeing about that.
Do you drug test? And then
no, I personally don't. No. My drug test gonna come from a bunch of questions. And again, 90% of my people coming from a hospital where they're being drug tested there. Right? I drug test, and I'm gonna be real careful how I answer this because on certain things, YouTube is just not appropriate to say kind of how I want to say it. But that's why my one-on-one people get in family talk. I have no holds bar there. So let me give the corrected, clean version of that answer. If you have an inkling that somebody's using or on drugs and that bothers you to move them in, you absolutely do a drug test.
Yep.
When I first started, I bought a pack of 350 and I probably used 2 of them. Okay. So I only drug test now if I expect it, if I see it, or if that's a stipulation for that guy to live here. Meaning, hey, Ronald, I think you using drugs, bro. Can we check you out? And remember, that's also in my paperwork anyway. From the beginning, I could drug test you anytime. But do I do that? Not really. But if I suspect it, if I see it, if I smell it, and then Shay came up with this term a while back that's called a behavior contract. Genius.
Yes.
That behavior contract, meaning Mr. Ronald, because you think you kind of sort of got this bill problem and I've caught you more than once, here's a behavior contract. Sign this, because if you do it again, you're out of here. So that's where I'm going to put that test inside of that behavior contract that I can test you at any time, bro. Here's a cup. But just to be honest with you and to kind of keep it clean, I'm not really doing that. Because if I drug test a lot of people that I serve, they're going to fail it. And they're going to be on the street homeless. Drugs are not a problem to me until they become a problem. Now, you won't know what that means right here on YouTube, but if you was under my coaching, that means a whole nother thing. And I'm going to just stop it right there. But again, the most cleanest answer, 90 to 95% of people that I receive, they're coming from a hospital setting anyway, and they've been drug tested before they left. Okay? So to answer your question,
I'm looking at these chats in here, and I got to take notes.
Mr. Lee, big shout out. I thought that might have been when he told me, Mr. So if I can do this, right, I'll be real careful, right? My neighbor's here.
Oh,
big dog.
That's who it is.
He's my brother now. I just didn't know that was Mr. Leroy. So he say they're ready. And what's so cool, y'all? Let me show y'all how God works. Me and this guy neighbors. We probably 5 houses apart.
Not even 5.
Came to me for something completely different. But when we started talking, God had probably already told them what they need to be doing, or it was an idea. I always tell people, it didn't take me to tell you. God just merged your prayer and my prayer together with a skill set I have already. No different from what I saw 8 years ago. I saw a lady living my dream, housing people in rats and roaches. This is probably him and his family's dream. Yeah. They may have wanted to do something similar. So I'm super excited that my neighbors here.
They don't even know that we will actually take them on tours of our ILFs.
And they're local, so it makes it
easy. They can see it. They
they're
can
local, so
engage and see our populations, because a lot of people get
Mr. Lee, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks a lot. And also he gave me an opportunity, because most of y'all know this. Mr. Lee didn't. Well, he kind of did, because that's why he came to me. How many of you all have heard me talk about that we own 8 businesses?
Yeah.
One of these businesses, which is the pressure washing business, Power Stream
You
Solutions.
don't hear us
Shameless
brag
plug.
about it. Yeah, we don't talk much about
program, that business is really for my housing program. The whole reason why I started that, because y'all can't see my vision board behind my left shoulder. But guess what it say? God, not only do I want to house these people, I want to keep them out of trouble and give them a job to do. That pressure washing job, if you go on my Facebook and Instagram, I'm training military veterans to do that. Now, did I grow up and did I always have that hustle? Yes. Today, that's kind of not really what I do.
No.
But I'll admit, me and Shay both love it. Shay got pink rain boots. I got my boots.
I haven't worn my pink shoes
branded.
in a while.
Now, I'll admit, me and Shay favorite pressure washing is what we call flat work. The way we use the surface cleaner and we just walk in with our earphones on.
Give me my headphones and I'm good to go.
But this is a different job, and I'm going to still do it. But I just wanted to show you guys again, what do we add to this thing once you get it started and you mastered it? So for me, I want to teach military veterans how to pressure wash, to give them jobs. Watch this. I'm right now looking for somebody to pay for coaching because I want government contracts. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
I pay for coaching to get that stuff. And just like I tell y'all, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
I want the government contract so they don't got to be looking for pressure washing work. And I can take these guys and go make some money.
But I want to show them the other part of this, right? When we talk about generational wealth, this is when we get the government contracts, that's not going to be a business that we run. Our goal is to hand it over to my older brother. My older brother is in Florida, not far from me. But how good would that be to say, hey, bro, you've worked your behind off. Now take these guys that you hang out with. Like my brother loves our residents. My brother used to work with us in the housing aspect of things, but he, got some other opportunities. And on the blessing for us, and he's so excited. He wants us to get it done so he can now run the pressure washing business with the residents. Yep. And he's excited about that. So these are the things you get to do: grow, scale, hand over things, to people that you love, trust, and know that they have the capacity to carry. And that's what we're going to be doing with that.
Good stuff. So right here on screen is what we tell a lot of you guys is move at the speed of instruction. Also move at the speed of revelation. Because that just means that when you get something like this and it hit your spirit, you're like, man, this lines up exactly what I'm trying to do. I love God. I love people. And Derek said that I can merge it together and be like the go-to guy in my community. And I can make money to feed my family. And it don't take me 8 hours a day. This is it. Right. So again, I just tell people, man, if you got a heart for people, if you got some patience, but if you got a short temper, no patience, this ain't gonna be good for you.
Right. It's gonna be a mess.
Because you're gonna run into some knuckleheads, right? But when you get the coaching and the training, like Kimberly just put, I need whatever LaShonda got. She said, I have the DIY, but I need my handheld.
Don't you worry, I put it in my notes.
LaShonda ended up doing the upgrade, right?
It was
and
powerful,
just because she had a phone call, and again, none of your business what she got, but she got an absolute stupid, crazy deal. And she didn't wait 2 seconds. And in fact, she paid for it like within 6 minutes of getting it. Like, because it was just dumb, stupid. Just like we priced the DIY so low, and I'm for real about this.
I actually have to call LaShonda.
The DIY is so low, I want you to feel bad about it if you don't get it.
Yeah.
If somebody say, God put this in my heart, and I think I want to help people and get rid of this, the DIY, y'all, used to be $4,500. That's why I think so many of y'all bought it in the last 25 days. 62 people to my count of what my team showed me Friday bought the DIY in less than 25 days. I think a big part of that's because of the value, but because it used to be $4,500. Just like the one-on-one coaching is usually $7,500, but for the whole year of 2025, we letting it go for $4,997. I take care of the tax. So $3 less than $5,000. In fact, if you appreciate us today, if you appreciate the information, if you want a scholarship and a discount, like my other brother saying, it starts here actually. LaShonda didn't get that crazy deal before she did this. So if you appreciate us, if God has answered your prayer, if you like this information, if it opens your eyes to a new opportunity, we don't pass around the offering plate. But if you can hit that code right there and scan it, say something real nice and hit 5, we would absolutely appreciate that. And again, that'll give you a head start to any kind of scholarship that we may have going on or anything that we're doing. So one more time, we're going to answer some more questions. I'm going to go over the coaching, but let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information, but just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forstonconsultants.com/IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's also at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. Again, we super appreciate it. Y'all got a lot of choices of where you could be this morning, and now we're a little bit over 2 hours. So I'm I'm
hungry.
I'm gonna make Shay take me to lunch. So after this guy, see me try to beat each other to it.
Listen, he gonna take me. No,
lunch was on her yesterday, so I think I'm gonna double up and make Shay do lunch and ice cream
today.
I'm okay
with that.
So I didn't get anything sweet yesterday, so I'm gonna make Shay do lunch.
You know what? Can I tell you something?
And I'm gonna make her buy me dessert too. Is everybody okay with that? Is Shay buy me dessert and lunch today?
Y'all, I am okay with that.
And watch this, y'all. I'm not asking Shay to take me to lunch. But can the Angela Denise Foundation take me to lunch?
No, it cannot.
Oh.
It can absolutely
We'll
cannot.
coach you on Monday why the Angela Denise Foundation cannot. But can Second Chance Housing take her to lunch?
Absolutely
can. Shay's a nonprofit. There's a lot of junk rope with that.
Kimberly said no. That's what I'm talking about, Kimberly. Angela Denise Foundation cannot and will not get in trouble. Sir,
wow.
Listen, I'm excited,
so
y'all.
Captain looks like she wants to upgrade. I don't even see my girl, little Shonda.
She was there.
She started all of this.
She said something. She said something, yeah.
Did she? Okay, cool, cool.
And I said, listen, I have to actually call LaShonda because I noticed something, and I know Jess sent you some links, the links to enter back in. I'll call you. I'm gonna call you after the live. So LaShonda, I'm gonna call you after the live.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So one more time, just real closely, just to give some background on the coaching. So the first coaching is free Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here. The second coaching is our one-on-one coaching, right? So normally it's $7,500, but for the whole year of 2025, we dropped it to $4,997. So that's a whole cheat code. And the requirement is just that Google review. That's the only thing you owe us to make that happen at that price. Right now, if we got on the phone and something else happened, that's different. But for right now, because of the weekend, especially, just follow that prompt. And then what I'll admit again, what a lot of y'all been buying is that DIY. Yeah. And guys, quite frankly, the DIY and the one-on-one coaching in terms of the material and the stuff you get is the same. The difference is you don't get me. And again, the way I explain it, and that's what LaShonda found out on her call last night. LaShonda's like, Derek, this DIY is great. I love it. But she said, just on this 15-minute call, like, I blew her mind. She's like, I got to upgrade. And she was like, well, I said, well, if you do it today, and y'all in 6 minutes of sending that invoice, she paid it. So now she's on my schedule already next week.
And she gets to meet with you every 2 weeks.
For the rest of her life.
And she has access. Like she can call Derek or myself with any questions. She can have our personal phone numbers to text us and communicate with us when she's making decisions pertaining to her ILF. So that's what we're there for. If she needs to do, on the spot, hey, Derek or Shay, I have an assessment with a client and I don't know what to do. Let's jump on a 3-way call. I'll conduct the first assessment. And then we'll debrief after and help you make a decision. So all of that's a part of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And that's
here it is right here on screen. And this is the hand holding. So again,
you really love my house, don't you?
The software and the systems that run this business, including your email marketing, your business phone line, the virtual assistant service, guys, I give y'all your own VA, right? So to vet, to train and endorse that VA is usually $797. So if you go to va101.co, you will see that it costs that. But with both of my coaches, I give y'all the VA complimentary. So the ILF contents, the HRA contents, that means the housing referral agency, meaning how can you do this and don't need a house, only your cell phone? I teach that heavily of how can you make money only using your cell phone and building relationships, how to acquire the property, right? All of these, your logo, again, with the one-on-one coaching is on us. The website design with the one-on-one coaching is on us. And of course, you get me and Shay. A lot of y'all want to go nonprofit. Guess what? That's not my game. That's
It's
Shay's
mine.
game. And lucky for you, she's building a whole course behind it right now. On the one-on-one coaching, you still get the game of it from Shay. So every ebook, every curriculum, and what I've learned from my coach, never mind all this great stuff we give you. Who cares about that? What you are really looking for is the outcome. Most of you right now can't dream of what Shay and I just told you earlier. Like I've just jokingly the other day put on my Instagram, I said, I need a vacation so bad, I'm going to just put my luggage out in case Shay decide to take me somewhere. How many of y'all saw that on my TikTok page? But I'm being funny, but now I want to be serious. Yeah. I can now pick up and walk out and take a vacation right now if I want to.
Don't have to put in no PTO.
Guys, I couldn't do that when I had that sorry job. Didn't have the money, didn't have the PTO. And I think for some of y'all, it stands for paid time off. Shay, what did you say it stands for?
Prepare the others.
Prepare the others.
Because I ain't coming.
Right? So that's what my PTO is now, is to prepare the others, because me and Shay out of here.
Nene made that one up.
So again, I'm just excited about the outcome of the people, because what we're also seeing, a big statistic, is people leaving their job, resigning 6 to 9 months of meeting me and my family. Can you imagine that? Some of y'all been in your job for 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years. Imagine giving me and my family 6 to 9 months of your life to now you can walk off of that job to do this. So again, I can go on and on about the products, but what I really sell is transformation. To be honest with you, what you paying me for is to change your life. And watch this. I'm smart enough to know that I can't do it all by myself. It's God first, softwares and systems, the virtual assistants that we use. Does that make sense? And this coaching that we've mastered now, because first of all, I made enough mistakes for all of us. So all these private communities that we give you, all these SOPs. In fact, I'm getting ready to redo the scripts that I give y'all, because ChatGPT is so great. I'm going to redo all the SOPs, all the scripts, the phone script, the email scripts, and give it to you. Oh, and I hadn't even said it yet. Here's a small secret, and I'm going to say it low because this is only for YouTube right now today. May 20th through the 22nd, I'm doing a 3-day challenge. I've never done a challenge ever. And guys, it's going to be so crazily affordable that, again, you crazy if you don't get it. So if this is something that you want, May 20th through the 22nd, there's no advertising out yet. There's no text this to get it yet. But I'm telling you now, because my team going to start building it on Monday. I'm doing a 3-day challenge, 3 hard days of coaching. May 20, 21st, and 22nd. And the cost is going to be so crazily affordable. Again, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you don't get it. I thought about putting a couple $1,000s on. I said, you know what? I'm going to do $97 admission and then $147 for the VIP people. So if you listening to me, you want something like this, I'm doing a 3-day ILF challenge, May 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Sometime next week, you'll start seeing advertisement for it to sign up. And again, regular admission for 3 days, only $97. And for the VIP people, they're going to pay $147. They get a bunch of extra stuff. We'll talk about that more on Monday. That's a little secret just for y'all right now. But anyway, back to what I'm showing y'all right now. You get all of this stuff, every ebook I've ever written. Guys, when I got sued a couple of years ago and I went through a $40,000 lawsuit, guys, my lawyer charged me $8,000 to build the paperwork that we now use today. And guess what? I give y'all that paperwork. So if you listening, my paperwork is worth more than what I'm charging you to coach you. So for $4,997, you get all of this, every ebook, every curriculum, the role plays. How do we rent the properties? That's all in the ebook. And you can get all this stuff separately too, but why would you do that when you get the whole package? Oh. So again, I'm doing a 3-day challenge, May 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. 3 days of hardcore, no holds bar.
Yeah.
97 regular admission, 147 VIP. We'll talk more about that on Monday. Back to this package. I don't sell products. I don't sell these books. I sell transformation. And most of y'all came here because you want to see your life change. Does that make sense, everybody?
Come on, transform.
Are y'all just like me? Thank you, Shay. Do y'all want to see y'all life change? Because me making 28 grand a year, that was hard. Somebody told me to pick your hard. Would you rather this be hard, or would you Angela Brooks put in the chat earlier, she's been on her job 10 years. Can y'all give me 6 to 9 months of your life to where you give your all? I can guarantee you transformation if you do that. And that's why we're so confident about the coaching. And that's why this coaching should be 15 grand. Because again, the transformation of where your life goes from and to is absolutely unbeatable. And just like I said earlier, most of y'all can get 2 of these houses and leave your job. Okay. So the virtual assistant service, and there's just so much. Kimberly said, please transform me.
My God.
And Kimberly, guess what we're going to do about it? I posted this yesterday. You're going to come to us. We're going to transform your life, and we're going to come together and sing, God did it. We ain't going to take no credit, Kim. Now, in front of our friends and family, we say, yeah, we're going to do all of that. But before any of that, we're going to say, God, we thank you before this thing ever gets started. Thank you, God. So if Kim is already saying that she's going to upgrade, Kim, I pray that God bless your life, your family, and this business, and you will succeed in Jesus' name. If you put your hands to the plow and follow this coaching, God has already pre-approved it. This is a done deal.
You will reap if you faint not.
Okay? So I'm done. That's it for me.
Somebody's taking me to
Somehow
lunch.
let Shay know either in the chat or by text. And if you're somebody that's going to move forward, we just kind of want to know that. So let us know either in the chat. Kimberly's already said it. She's upgraded. Okay? And because of what, and I'll admit, y'all, here's the cheat code. Kim is smart because she's already purchased the DIY. Kim, we're going to blow your mind with the invoice that we're going to send you. So, Kim, if you don't mind and you would allow me, Kim, I don't even need a call with you, right? Because we've done that. The invoice that we'll send you today will blow your mind in terms of what that upgrade is. And if not, you just say, Derek, no, thank you, bro. I'm good. But if not, please let us know. I love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. I hope that we said something today that can change your trajectory in terms of what you're thinking about real estate and about how to help people. Or maybe you never thought of this. You say, wow, I would love to try that.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to be the one to help. And again, at the end of it, and even before, we're going to give God all the credit.
No.
We ain't going to take none of it. Okay? So, Shay, on you, and then we'll shut it down.
Listen, great times as always. Tomorrow, go and be great. Go and truly acknowledge our risen Lord and Savior on amazing Resurrection Sunday. So I pray that you all have a great weekend. Remember, even though this is not the true day, of Christ risen from the grave, this is just the American calendar of identifying it and paying homage to our Lord and Savior. I want you all to be blessed, have an amazing time in the presence of God. Bring your petitions before him and let him know that God, for such a time as this, I'm ready to step out there and do something amazing, something great, something above and beyond me, something that is dedicated to be in the hands and feet of Christ in the earth. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited to see you all. And thank you all for allowing us to share this time with you on a Saturday and pour into you what we do, what has changed our lives, what has changed the trajectory of our future. And again, we are just grateful and humbled and honored that you all allow us to do so. So again, have a great day. I love y'all. And be on the lookout for my chorus. I'm doing it, y'all. I'm doing it.
She's doing it.
I'm doing it.
She's screaming a little bit, but y'all, I'm
like,
pushing her along the way.
I'm chewing on my acrylic nails, but no, I'm serious. Like I am excited about this thing. It has always been something that we've discussed, but I never quite pulled the trigger. But I feel like now for such a time as this, it is time to move forward and do so. There's going to be a lot of fun facts. There's going to be a lot of surprises in this course that a lot of people are probably going to be super excited to kind of hear the information and gather it. Because we talk about a lot of stuff here, but I want you all to experience it for yourself. So you'll be able to do so in that course. So there you go, Derek. I'm done.
All right, we are done for the day, y'all. Thank y'all so much again. We super appreciate it. I'm gonna pray you guys out of here, and then I think we decided Shay taking me to lunch, right? Like I'm not taking Shay to lunch today. Is that what we decided, y'all?
Fine, I will take you to lunch.
Oh shit, I just joke around like that. We love each other so crazy. Y'all can probably tell it. And we always joke about who gonna buy lunch, but it's both our money, so it don't matter.
Forston Consultants is treating today.
But Forston Consultants will be treating lunch today. So nevertheless, again, just let us know. Somebody was asking about the website. That is forstonconsultants.com. Mm-hmm. And when you guys get there, you would just click on the tab that says products and services. Now, again, if you know that this is what you want, you just sign up and get started, right?
Can they text DIY?
And then what you would do is you will also get a call from my team to onboard you, and then they throw you to me for the rest of your life, right? So, but if you say, well, Derek, I got a couple of questions before I get started, because that's what I always like. Don't just run and go buy nothing from me. Yeah. Watch the webinar first, at least. And then if I were you, I would watch a bunch of my free stuff on YouTube. Be my friend on Facebook. If we're not friends on Facebook right now, you missing it. Please befriend me today. And more important than being my friend, go and be nosy at what we're doing. See how you can change your life. Remember, guys, I don't sell products. I don't sell coach. Like, that's my new thing now. My coach put me on that last night. I don't sell products. I don't sell books. I sell transformation.
Can I tell y'all, we were up last night until about...
And right after speaking to our coach, we built the whole course, both of us.
Literally.
Like, talk about motivation and not just moving, right?
So know that your coaches have coaches, okay?
So, exactly.
Yeah.
If your coach don't have a coach, he's not a real coach. Makes sense?
We stayed up last night.
Yeah, man. So that was so powerful after that call. And I was just like, wow, that's powerful. Like, I don't sell products. I don't sell coaching. I sell transformation. Because a lot of y'all in this room right now have left your job under my coaching. A lot of y'all under my coaching right now got several houses, doing great at this. So the proof is in the pudding. So again, I'm out of here. I'm going to pray you guys out of here, and Shay taking me to lunch, right? Is it Shay again? Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. God, thank you for the ability to give what you just gave Shay and I. Father God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this information back to their remembrance. And God, let no devil in hell stop it. God, you draw most of these people here for whatever reason, but we call for such a time as this. God, allow me and my family to be the right people at the right time to guide these people through all the dumb mistakes I made back in the day. And Father God, where you provide, there is nothing that we need to want ever when you provide it. So Father God, these people believe that you provided me to them today. So Father God, make Shay and I the best coaches and consultants that we can be. Yes. God, we decrease so that you can increase inside of us and inside of our coaching. Father God, you are no favor of persons. And what you did for Shay and I, you do for other people. Just like you showed me that lady that was mistreating your people, and she still made 41 grand a month. The devil is a liar. And God, we're going to change the way homeless people are being viewed, and we're going to change the way they live. And Father God, today, can you open up every avenue for these people? Can you give them every social worker, every case manager, every social service provider to be on their side, to be on their team? And God, allow them that when they speak about what this is, it sounds like the best thing since sliced bread. Father God, and before it ever even happened, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Yes. And God, we give you the credit as we take none of it. And guys, we'll be ever so careful to say thank you. In fact, God, we say thank you now. In fact, God, I say thank you for these people on behalf of them. For God, you allowing them to be a good steward over what you're going to give them. God, make these people rich and add no sorrow. Father God, I've struggled long enough for most of us. God, those days are over for these people. We speak that today is a brand new start and a new beginning. And all things have been made new now. So Father God, again, we thank you. We say we appreciate you. And Father God, also, can you give us the mind of Christ? Can you give us an able body? Because God, sometimes it's hard to do your will if we're not able. So God, today, these people are healed, they're delivered, and they're set free from the hand of the enemy and from any ailments, any cancer, any diabetes, any high blood pressure, anything that will stop them from doing the will of God. God, they are healed, delivered, and set free. And again, God, we thank you for allowing us to get into what you called us to do, which is help people. God, allow our community to respect us while we're doing it. And God, will you allow us to make enough money to feed our family and build your kingdom? God, what a great covenant. What a great partnership to where you fixed it to where we can help your people be involved in real estate, which create generational wealth. But God, you also built it to where we can build your kingdom in your vision. Yeah. God, we're trying to build something that's bigger than us. And God, we want you to be the head of it. We take no credit, God, and we give it to you. Devil, you are under the feet of these people today. You have no place in their life or their business or their family. And these people will succeed. And God, again, we say thank you. We say thank you before it ever even happens. We call these things that be not as though they were. Lord, have mercy. So God, I say thank you again on the behalf of these people. God, extend our life, bring the right relationships around us. But God, get rid of the knuckleheads. Get rid of every person that's not supposed to be a part of this journey. God, remove those people and bring about the right people. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can ever ask a thing, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys, and Shay is taking me to lunch. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forstonconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars. And there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forstonconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God is giving you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co. 101.co and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forstonconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forstonconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.
I am never forgotten. You have